Gdansk, Poland. One final afternoon of racing. The ISU Short Track World Tour stop number 3. The Netherlands and Dordrecht await, but we still have a whole lot more medals to come to give out today. And we are just getting the inside show here. It is time to go racing in Poland, and this time it is for all the marbles. The hardware is still to come this afternoon. Hello everybody, Gavin Day here alongside me, Catherine Reuter-Adamek, and my goodness, Catherine, this is a pump up.
Man, I was tired like 30 seconds ago, and now I'm amped. This stadium is on fire.
One of the cool things here is they've really got the projection onto the ice. You're getting a good look at it now, and we are starting with a bang. It is going to be the mixed gendered relays, as we always do on Medal Sunday. B final, A final, and that's just the warm-up. Essentially, we head off into the first ice resurfacing break after the first medal ceremony. How's that to get you jazzed up? Here we go. Fans here. A healthy selection of Polish support has made its way in for another day, but there is plenty of international fans as well. Gdansk right on the Baltic Sea, so pretty accessible for fans from all over Europe, and of course, you never go far away. There's Chinese support, Korean support as well, and are just about ready to go. Finishing on a high, although in this sport, Catherine, it's always on a high in the sort. We can never, any race has the potential to turn into something memorable.
That's right. Every race can be memorable, and let's remember that athletes are riding the highs and lows. It's an extremely emotional sport. You put your heart, your soul, and decades of your life into it, and when you win, it feels so good, but when you lose, it's really an art form to come back from those disappointments, to keep your self-esteem up, to keep your confidence, and to come back like you're the best.
And you see the schedule there. We'll end with the men's 5,000 meter relay, but we'll start with the mixed gender relay, the B final first, and then the A final. And just something to look forward to right away in that A final. The teams entered, their world ranking currently 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they will all be there, towing the line. 4 teams, the top 4 on rank, just shaping up to be one heck of a beginning here inside the Hala Olivia. And the lights come up. Our officials are out on the ice. The stewards, we've highlighted them a few times, making sure the ice is set to go. There's been a full chance to resurface things in between. It was the short repechage session this morning.
Our ice stewards out on the ice, making sure the water is poured, the blocks are set. There are 7 tracks in speed skating, so that the track actually moves left and right, or, well, one of those ways out there on the ice. That gives athletes fresh ice every time, but the ice is a little soft here in Gdansk, and we have seen that affecting some strategies. Let's see how it shakes out in the relay event.
We are not far from the Baltic, the beaches where you never know, you might find some amber that washes up on the shore, as the city has been a hub of the amber trade historically. One thing I have discovered in biking in and out of the arena every day, you can take a ferry over to Sweden, over to Stockholm, and so part of me was wondering, hey, can we do a day trip out of it? But for some reason I don't think that we can. We are here working after all, but it is fun work at the end of the day. We are excited to get things going. The Polish fans have been fantastic all weekend. Hey, wait, did they just show us? There we are. Hi. We're in the middle there with the swoopy kind of logo.
It really is a fun arena here in Gdansk. Not only do we have fans who are dressed up, waving flags. They've got all their red gear on to support the Polish Hussars. ISU giving each team a team identity, something from their culture, from their history. Polish Hussars here stepping to the line.
You know, a lot of the countries have had internal debates
Go
on
to the start.
This is the second year of that, and it's added some fun.
Ready?
So So the Italian Gladiators, Polish Hussars, Japanese Ninjas, and USA Eagles in the B final. 2.5 laps for the women, 2.5 laps for the men, and then everybody gets a second time going 2 laps. The exchanges are scheduled. So Natalia Malashevska, Chiara Betti, Corin Stoddard, and then for the Japanese Eagles, it's Kurokawa Kii.
Corin Stoddard making a really impressive outside pass there on her first exchange, getting her team up into third. Kristen Santos Griswold sitting in third, now setting up a pass up the inside.
It's tight space with Gabriela Topolska, but everybody getting through just fine. It is Elisa Confortola on the front. She has Lucas Beckenhauser getting ready to come in, and they will finish with Pietro Siegel.
A quick little push there by Kristen Santos Griswold to Clayton De Clemente. She did a good job managing the speed there, but now Clayton's got to do a little accelerating to make sure he stays in that nice strategic second place spot.
He has DNA Cellier behind him, and it's Iwasa Dan for the Japanese Ninjas. First time we've had a look at him this weekend, and he gives way to Yoshinaga Kazuki. These will be the finishers. There's also Michał Niewinski, and for the USA Eagles, it is Brandon Kim behind Pietro Siegel.
Pietro Siegel, 2 arms on his back. This is clearly a sprint, but he's conserving energy as he passes on to...
That's Chiara Betti back in, making the A final yesterday in the women's 1,000 meters. Today going out in the repechage in the 500, which is maybe her preferred event, but it is Corin Stoddard making a move to take the lead for the Eagles.
Corin not happy with her third place finish yesterday. I know she wants that gold. There's no medals on the line here in the B final, but this is an excellent warm-up skate for skaters going into their own individual distances after this.
And when it comes to Olympic qualifying, it's the top 12 at the end of the World Tour that will get their spots, and so all these teams safely within the top 8. Now it is racing just for those extra ranking spots, and it's De Clemente, Speckenhauser, Cellier, and then a gap before Iwasa.
A look up the inside by DNA Cellier, and it's a little tight. We see some contact, and there goes the yellow dot on the bottom left of your screen. That means we'll review the race. That
affected all 3 of the top 3 teams, and then on the exchange, Kim gets back into second, and out of nowhere, here come the Ninjas.
Another look up at the inside by the Hussars. A good dive in, a late inside pass.
And Niewinski now defending. He went out wide. Brandon Kim with the nice move, but at the front, Pietro Siegel taking it going away. And that's how it's done. We will see what the review comes to.
It's great to see Michał Niewinski really getting to race out there. He's had some tough luck this weekend and also earlier at the first 2 World Cup stops this season. But here in front of home crowd, his personality really plays out. You know, he's so gracious with his time and his energy. He's always an athlete who's happy to stop and chat.
He always has made sure to wave to the Polish fans that are sitting right around the middle of the rink there on that side, and it's...
So here we see Kristen Santos Griswold taking a wide entry into that corner and then accelerating hard out. We see that big, powerful arm swing. Skaters really work from the shoulder to increase power through their core as they skate. DNA Cellier looking up the inside. He's not quite there. I think that's the review, because then that does affect both teams skating out in front. And then here's that little battle between Niewinski and Kim. One pass here, clean, but no crossovers going in. That slows him down, pulls him out. Brandon Kim gets the opportunity to shoot up the inside. Niewinski's already planning his counterattack, but as they come around the finish, Brandon Kim able to hold him off and dive for the line.
There you have it. There's 2, 3, and 4. Nice bit of revival by the Japanese Ninjas. They were off the back, but they made it close. And Michel Dumont with our first ruling of the day.
Even this one? Sorry, I forgot every time, and I just...
Yeah, he has the call. Here we go.
Final decision, penalty, Team Poland.
There you go. It is the Hussars for DNA Cellier's pass, and so that relegates them to 4th. That will put them 8th overall. And so your final results: Italy winning the B final, going 5th overall, USA Eagles 2nd, and Japanese Ninjas 3rd. Here it is.
Inside skater failure to give way. So since his shoulders were not even going into that corner, it was his responsibility to back off. He charged ahead, which is what a strong competitor will do. They're going to charge and try to make their move stick. In that instance, contact was created, race was reviewed, and there has been a penalty called.
And that gets you set up, and the lights will go down. And our finalists in the A final racing for the medals. The first medal race on Sunday in Gdansk.
Introduce the skaters for the A final for the mixed team relays. Starting in lane number 1, they are reigning vice European champions. Sandra Belzeboer, Michel Belzeboer, Jens van Wout, Teun Boer, Team Netherlands, the Dutch Lions. Starting in lane number 2, Choi Min-jong, Kim Gi-lee, Lee Jong-min, and Rim Jong-un, Team Korea, the White Tigers. Starting in lane number 3, they are reigning Olympic champions. Gong Li, Wang Xiran, Liu Shaoang, Lim Xiaojun, Team China, the Chinese Longs. Starting in lane number 4, the reigning world champions, Florence Brunel, Paul Pissarro, William Danjanu, and Stephen Dubois. Team Canada, the Canadian Ice Maples.
There you go. All 4 of these teams have podiumed on World Tour this season. The Chinese Lungs going week number 1 in Montreal. The Ice Maples battling back in week number 2. They also won bronze in week number 1. And then the Dutch Lions and Korean White Tigers traded silver medals. The Dutch in week 1, the Koreans in week 2. Buckle up. This one is going to get good.
With the women's 3,000 meter and men's 5,000 meter relay A finals going without Canadians. Both teams not making it through to the A or B final. They really have something to prove here in the mixed team event.
Ready?
The starters: Michel Velzeboer, Choi Min-jong, Wang Xinruan, and Courtney Sereau. We have seen the Dutch sometimes start with one Velzeboer and then the second time around lead with the other, so they can even swap places in the middle of a race. But right now it is Michel who will give way to Sandra. Kim Gi-lee on, Gong Li on, and Florence Brunel A little bit of a gap, but that is manageable for the Canadians.
That's right. So they can change the order of the women and the men, but the team order has to go woman, woman, man, man. Even if there's a fall, they have to stay in that order or risk a penalty.
Dutch Lions victorious in the women's relay yesterday. Nobody setting this alight. The pace is still high, but nobody is really truly ignited. Watch for William Dongenou on the back. All he does, it seems, is win these days. 5 straight individual gold medals.
That's right, but we see a big gap here between first and second position. Now, I'm not sure that that's because the Lions are pulling away. I think that's because the White Tigers are setting up an offensive move. Leaving some room in front of you allows you to accelerate before you show your track pattern to the leader. It makes you harder to detect and therefore easier to pass.
Second time through for everybody, and now Min Jong showing up the inside, and they take the lead, and battling back as Michelle Velzeboer gets it right back, and Sereau gets the Canadian Ice Maples up into third, and she has eyes for more. And the Chinese lungs go down, and speaking of which, there is nobody tagging up right there, and it is Wang who's going. Now they tag up, but now it's 3.
A lot of shuffling for position there with our first 3 skaters. A lot of blocks go flying as our track stewards chase them down and replace the blocks on the track.
And it's Lee Jung-min with the White Tigers in front. They are going to have their closer as Im Jong-un, and putting all their faith in this young man.
A great setup here by William Dongenou. Can they get by on the push? They sure can. Steven Dubois, but he's going to have to defend the counterattack.
Here comes Jens van het Vout, 1 to go. The gap is closing. Im Jong-un with all kinds of pressure behind him, but he is going to take it to the line. Here comes Van het Vout, but no! It is the White Tigers who take it. Van het Vout appealing for a review there.
He's mad about it. Van het Vout says, "You hit my arm." He wants the refs to review it. We see it there.
I rarely see someone so animated there.
Oh, that tells me he knows he had it. He had the track, he had the speed. He was right there, and he feels as though he was impeded.
Bush ladies reminding them, I think they know by now that he wants it looked at, but just letting them know again.
And that's
White Tigers celebrate.
That's smart. Speak up for what you want. You have to ask, especially when these are professional athletes. And we do see the yellow. We did get the yellow dot there on the bottom of your screen. So even though he is being animated about it, it was already on the radar of the officials, especially back in that video review room. They're celebrating as though it's a done deal.
The first word that we see is possible no call.
Oh my. Oh my. Let's take a look. So here comes Kim Gilly up the inside on Michelle Velzeboer. Michelle takes a not too much of a defensive track there. We see Courtney Sereau. She's on the outside left of your screen. She's building there. Now you see this big space. That doesn't mean skaters are getting dropped. It means they're leaving room to accelerate into a pass. Now here's where China goes down. Looks like she kicked a block. Watch this. We missed it. That was a great tag from Courtney Sereau to Florence Brunel. And again, either kicking or hands on the block, what happens sometimes is they freeze to the ice and then they can really cause havoc. There's what Jens once called. So the skaters have to wear white gloves for a reason, specifically so that officials can see if there's anything nefarious going on with the arm swing. An arm swing is normal. A stiff arm is not. A flick of the wrist is not. Closing the fingers around another skater is not, but the results have been posted.
It is official. White Tigers gold. Korea getting to celebrate. The Dutch Lions silver. The Canadian Ice Maples will get the bronze. Forceful appeal by Jens van het Vout, and they looked at it, but in the end, impact the final result. As was the case yesterday, Catherine is heading down for the post-race interview with the Korean White Tigers. Up, and when the lights go down, the ceremony begins.
Panie I Panowie, ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the mixed team relay 2,000 meters at the ISU Short Track World Tour Gdansk 2025. The medals will be presented by the referee, Mr. Michel Dupont, and the assistant referee, Mr. Peter Wolf. In third place and winners of the bronze medal, Danneble, Florence Brunner, William Danjnou, Stephen Dubois, Courtney Saro, Team Canada, the Canadian Ice Maples. Team Canada, the Ice Maples. In second place and winners of the silver medal, Teuer, Kai Hussmann, Selma Kousma, Jen van Wout, Mere van Wout, Michel Belzeboer and Sandra Belzeboer. Team Netherlands, the Dutch Lions. Team Netherlands, the Dutch Lions. In first place and winners of the gold medal, Choi Min-jeong, Hwang Dae-hong, Kim Ki-lee, Lee Jong-min, No Koo-hee, Rin Jong-hoon, Shin Dong-min. Team Korea, the White Tigers. Team Korea, the Korean White Tigers. Ladies and gentlemen, the medalists. Panie I Panowie, to są medaliści sztafet mieszanek na 2000 metrów.
World Tour events, 3 different winners. China has one, Canada has one, and now Korea has one. And wouldn't you know, one more week to come, and we will be in the Netherlands. So maybe the time for the Dutch Lions to get the trappings of home to help them to a gold medal, to make it 4 different teams claiming gold. But also all looking forward to February. And this mixed relay has become really a fun event to watch. I'm sure it'll be a hot ticket in Milan as well. We are heading into our first resurfacing break. To the ice, to Catherine.
Kim, what does it mean to win gold here in Gdansk?
We Korea first medal, gold medal. So happy.
Congratulations. Choi, anything you want to say to your fans at home?
Sorry.
Anything you want to say to your fans at home?
Thank you for supporting our team. This is our first gold medal, first mixed gold medal this season. So, yeah, I'm so proud of my team. Thank you.
Congratulations.
So as Korea gets their moment to celebrate, we'll see how they can make the toss here. It's been a difficult thing to throw. She comes up short. As if you're watching at home, it's not the heaviest item to throw. Not sure what it is, but anyway, that will take us to our ice resurfacing break. On the other side, the next block of races. Actually, we'll go through this first. One moment. Ice resurfacer is back out. The next block of racing, women's 1500 meter semis and finals, and then in between those will be the quarterfinals for the men's 1000. Next block of racing coming up at 2:42 local time, so that is 14 minutes from now. Catch a break. We'll see you soon. It is time to race for the medals. ISU Short Track World Tour, stop number 3. But everybody having the same idea in mind, getting to the front. Natalini in second, but Donjanu is a class of his own.
Super happy and stoked to see the Polish fans screaming over there. It's amazing. Giving the energy and yeah, bring it.
Ready? Hannah Desmet killing speed.
Soroa's done this before. She's looking around the outside. It's not there this time around. And Desmet up the inside. The world champion. Can she hang it around the corner? She does, and goes first.
Well, I was trying to save it and see if I could make a move at the very last second, and then Corey had a little slip. So that was unfortunate for her, but that made it easier for me. So.
So often a great starter. He's not going to be able to get ahead of anybody. It's just so easy. Donjanu again.
It's super nice. We share great team chemistry, so we always want to try and get three guys on the podium. I think Felix was super close this time, coming from the preliminaries and going so far is very impressive, and I hope we get to see him again next week.
Almost easing into this one, the preamble before the big climax moment. There's Valchipina up the inside into second. Now, really, we're taking off. Dioriati went down on her own. Toast Griswold, she's right up there. Is there enough to make a move? It is the Dutch Lions hanging on and getting gold.
It's really great to be on the top of the podium again, and I really enjoyed the race, so yeah, it was good.
That's the iconic Stephen Bradbury. Stephen Bradbury won the surprise medal in 2002.
Oh, Bradbury. He was at our trials. I didn't get to talk to him. He was there, and I didn't know because I couldn't recognize him. And then our discipline manager said, "Yo, Bradbury's here." I'm like, "Where?" Apparently, I was standing beside him at some point. But yeah, I wish I got a photo with him.
That has to be Bradbury, right?
안토노 아니다 브래드버리네 브래드버리.
In Salt Lake, the biggest surprise was Stephen Bradbury, but this is I think something which is best about the short track, that it's unpredictable. So yeah, this is also part of the game.
Five?
So it's 3 individual, two in the team, so in total I can get up to 5.
Is 5, 3 individual, and then 2 in relay.
5.
Minjung?
Shimsoki? Kim Yui? Obviously, that would be Kim Yoon-mi from Korea. I'm so smart, it's crazy.
(1000m) 올림픽? 나잖아. It's me.
Not only is individual and team glory on the line here in these last 2 weekends on the ISU Short Track World Tour, Olympic quota spots, the last 2 chances to get those berths sealed for Milano Cortina. Now, Catherine, you've done this Olympic qualifying dance before. What might you be preparing for? What's going through your head at this time?
Well, when I was an athlete going through this, the things going through my head were to stay focused on what I can control and also to expect the expected. We usually think of expecting the unexpected, but expect bad ice, expect crazy calls, expect imperfect strategy, because honestly, the chance that you're going to have a perfect day at the Olympics is very, very small. So expecting that things are going to be a challenge actually helps keep the mindset a lot looser, a lot softer, a lot easier to perform under pressure when you know going into it, there's no such thing as perfect.
Now, you've been watching a little bit. You've been speaking to some of the athletes. What are you hearing and what are you seeing from them? Do they show that pressure?
Every athlete is handling the pressure different. I've heard things such as pressure is a privilege from some athletes who are handling it quite well. And from other athletes, it feels like the sky is falling. And it's very interesting to see how some athletes are taking on that pressure and they want to sit with it. They want to accept it. They want to use it to channel their intensity into their races. Other athletes are being crushed. It's a mental game at this point.
It's crunch time here on the ISU Short Track World Tour. The Olympics await. Lots more to come. Second block of racing coming up in this afternoon medal session. Women's 1,500-meter semifinals, 3 heats in all. Top 2 from each race and up to 1 fastest third-place skater to qualify for the A final. But we had some advancements from this morning, and so 3 of them very full heats. 1 of them very, very full. 9 skaters will be on the line in heat number 1.
Super full, and I have seen a 9-skater race. I may have participated in a 9-skater race, and it's just, there is no way you can go from 9th up to 1st. If you're anything behind 6th, your only option is either go when it's slow or pick skaters off one at a time. It will be to everyone's advantage to try to be at the top 4, which I think we're gonna see a lot of fighting.
Literally?
Figuratively. Fighting spirit. Fighting spirit. But you know, Choi Min-jung always, well, she's not in this race, but sorry. No Do-hee and Choi Min-jung, they do have the skills to sit in the back and make a big move at the finish, but it could be dangerous.
Ready?
So, reminder of the start list. Courtney Siro, Gung Lee, No Do-hee, Choi Min-jung, Petra Vankova, Gloria Yoriati, Nakashima Mirei, Camila Cellier, and Rebecca Silitse Nemeth. And it is Silitse Nemeth who got one of the skaters advanced out of the repêchages, and again showing she likes to be at the front.
Yes, this is one of her favorite strategies. Courtney Siro also very strong from the front. What Courtney does, she leads the race well. She pushes a pace that challenges the other athletes, but she's so strong and so good at energy management that she's also still able to very often defend her spot and stay up front.
Firstly, if you are one of the skaters at the back, once the rubber really starts to hit the road and skaters go shoulder to shoulder and incidents start to happen, you could always see someone further back benefit from that.
And that is a strategy. I think it's a strategy that both Korean White Tigers are deploying right now. No, I am wrong. Choi Min-jung taking that move up the outside. So like I said, go when it's slow, because the other option is you risk getting stuck and have to pick off skaters one at a time.
Choi Min-jung and Courtney Siro were the winners of the 1,500 meters in Montreal, and there they are at the front. Yoriati up into 3rd.
Shoulder check there by Courtney Siro. So she's looking around her and using that information to determine what her strategy is going to be. Now that it's 2 Korean White Tigers behind her, she's going to think of a different strategy than if it was lining up with the Gladiator and the Hussar.
Cellier up into 4th. She's been looking around a little bit where and when to make the move. There was an incident that we missed, but it has been cleared. You see that green dot on your screen, and so there won't be any discipline coming from there. And now Nakashima Mirei perhaps sensing that I'm way too far back and there's only 2.5 laps to go.
And we're seeing space between 3rd and 2nd place, so that's No Do-hee. I think she's setting up a chance to accelerate and pass, but maybe she's just falling off, making space for Camilla.
And Cellier did get up the inside there. And now Yoriati up into 3rd, and Cellier, whoa, cutting across there. There's gonna be a lot to review, and it's just kind of wacky shacks there in the middle, but it's Siro and Choi Min-jung as kind of everybody got involved there on that last lap.
Wow, that was absolutely a surprising result. I can't wait to go back and see some of those video replays. Fortunately, skating off safely, Courtney Siro and Choi Min-jung, as Gavin mentioned, 2 of our gold medalists from earlier this season.
Fitting those 2 could be heading back to yet another A final, but there's some stuff to unpack here.
So here's Courtney coming around the outside, and I just love how she controls races from the front. She knows how to apply speed at just the right time to make herself hard to pass. So we're seeing up the inside here, Camilla Cellier. There's a bump with Yoriati. We can't see here where the shoulders were, but we'll definitely get another peek at that. Choi Min-jung up the inside of Courtney Siro, just looking, not attacking, just seeing what the space looks like. But we do see Camilla sneaking up a little more cleanly from that angle.
So what is being looked at is possibly Cellier on right there, I believe, on No Do-hee.
Interesting.
That's where No went out wide.
And then an easy finish here for Suro and Choi Min-jung. Choi just coming off that gold medal spot on the podium from the team mixed relay.
We'll watch and see what happens. She was one who was involved in that last lap as they approached the final corner. So that Selye No-Do-hee incident is possible shared responsibilities. You get a look inside the review room. Get both ends of the conversation there.
Peter Worth and Michelle Dumont are assistant and head referee this weekend. Decades of experience. Peter Worth, his son Paul Worth, skated at the 2010 Olympic Games. Same games I was at.
They're still at the screen. There's a look. That's behind the ice. If you look at the skaters in the jacket, Selye with the 15 helmet there, behind the backdrop is the ice. And so they sort of walk around that. That's where the media mix zone is as well for interviews that are happening.
It's called the heat box. It's where you go to get ready for your heat. So we're looking at the contact here. Possibly, well, I think there's a couple calls happening here. So possibly Poland on Korea.
And also possibly shared responsibility. And so then the final incident on the final corner is possibly Selye on Yoriati. And their time on this one. This has been one of the longer reviews of the weekend.
Well, it is important now that we're in the main event to, what the officials are trying to avoid at all costs is changing the outcome of the race. You want the race to be won on merit, not on discretion. That being said, there are rules. You have to play by them, and their officials are responsible for holding athletes accountable to the rules while respecting that these are professional athletes. They work hard, they sacrifice a lot. So for the most part, the attempt is to let the athletes race it out.
Second heat already on the ice. And since there are 8 skaters, might as well read the names. Both the USA Eagles, Corin Stoddart, Kristen Santos Griswold. And this is a wider look. This is incident number 3. This is the last one.
So the shoulders are even. Yoriati gets her shoulders ahead, but it is after a little bit of contact. So I think is that the one with shared responsibility?
No, that was number 2.
Okay, this is number 3 that we just saw there. And then even more contact.
Yoriati was already off balance by that point, and since that was for 3rd and there is that possible timed advancement, we have seen skaters in that spot advanced before.
And remember, if there is an advancement, then the fastest 3rd place time will get thrown out. And no one's telling me this, Gavin, but I'm just going to say maybe there's room for more than one advancement with all that just went down.
Possibly. And we will, I'll just keep looking. They're punching in the results, so it is coming, and it might be interrupted. But both USA Eagles, Corin Stoddart, Kristen Santos Griswold, both members of the Velzeboer family on the Dutch Lions, Michelle, Cassandra, Nicola Mazur, Dane Blay, Malika Yermak of the Kazakh Nomads, and Ariana Siegel of the Italian Gladiators. So there will be 8 skaters in that next heat as well, just like the 3rd heat.
That is the hardest semi I've seen in a long time. It's not the hardest semi I've seen ever, but it's the hardest one I've seen in a long time.
There's both Eagles, both Dutch Lions of the same family. You have your Canadian Ice Maple, you have your literally hometown, Nicola Mazur out of Gdansk. And so there are some decisions, and to the ice we go.
Final decision, no penalty for shared responsibility between number 15 from Poland and number 80 from Korea. We have a penalty for Poland, number 15. We have an advancement on the B final for number 16 from Italy.
There you go. So Camila Selye not penalized for the first one, but is penalized for the second one. They're coming together. This will be the shared responsibility look first.
So they go shoulder to shoulder. It's somebody's responsibility to back off there. Neither skater willing to do it. And now we're going to see from an outside to in, so in the white top, black bottom, how she goes across your screen, inside the blue, and she stays there, she holds it. So that skater is responsible for the contact.
So Yodiati, who was in third, has been moved to the B final. So it's Soro and Choi going through Gongli with a 2:25.096. We'll see how she does with 2 heats still to come. There it is up on your screen. Heat number 2. They've already gone through the starters, and then you will see them coming up as well. But, as Catherine mentioned, this one appears tough. Very, very tough.
Very, very tough.
Go to the start. Ready?
Lots at play here. Of course, the Velzebor's noted sprinters, both shown to be fit all-rounders as well. Kristen Santos Griswold.
All of the...
Sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say she's still got that Crystal Globe helmet on, and this is a big day in that race with 2 individual women's races. Only 1 weekend to come, so this could be a big decisive day in that competition with Soro out in front.
That's right, and we're not seeing either the Golden Eagles or the Dutch Lions skating together. A little change there now with the sisters lining up in 3 and 4. Kristen Santos Griswold, again, go when it's slow, but here it is. The pace is picking up, and Corinne Stoddard wants to lead the way. Danae Blay putting on some pressure from the outside.
Everybody seemingly wanting to get to the front now, and it's just this all over the place hodgepodge with Blay leading Soro, leading Michelle Velzebor, and can't even draw breath before we see moves again, and Santos Griswold shunted out wide there.
That's going to be hard to recover from. She lost a lot of speed, and she's off the back. She is going to close that gap. Let's see if she can do anything with it.
Stoddard, 4 bronze medals already this year, 1 silver. You know, she wants to change that color like any skater would, but driven, focused person on the ice will to see herself climbing higher, and we will see. Still have to get through this race, though.
That's right. Her consistency really speaks volumes. It's incredible to have that many podium finishes. She was the only American, I mean, either ever or maybe since Apollo Antonono to medal at every single World Tour on a season. She just did that last year. Her teammate winning the Crystal Globe. Team USA women's side is strong.
Is Stoddard now with some advantage because Danae Blay was passed by Sandra Velzebor, and Blay was really forced out wide, and that opened up the gap, and Stoddard exploiting it now. The good move by Ariana Siegel, who had to come through the repechage this morning ahead of the 2 Dutch Lions. And it is Stoddard in the end making it look comfortable. And Siegel looking like she will be on course for the A final.
Siegel pretty happy with that. Look at, we can see her reaction here. She's covering her face, she's clapping. That, you know, I don't have the research, but that might be her first A final with a reaction like that.
Based on how they react, you know, with so many skaters, it's tough to have everybody's information. We saw that yesterday with Thomas Natalini getting his first medal. He told me he thinks at any international level, be it juniors or seniors, now I'm sort of thinking, you don't remember getting a junior medal? So I guess not. But,
no, he'd remember. He'd remember.
You would, and so, yeah, that's a big reaction from Ariana Siegel. Big moment for her.
So Corinne Stoddard with that super focused look up the inside. She's really controlling the pace from the front. Danae, and that's, okay, so that's where Kristen Santos Griswold is coming up the inside. There's some contact there with Michelle Velzebor.
It is Santos Griswold being looked at there. And then this is the other incident with Sandra Velzebor being reviewed on Danae Blay for this moment.
So Blay stepping in, that part's not the problem. It's if it's contact happening is the problem. It looks like Zandra's shoulders are by. That's not a great angle, but I see it. I see her getting up in front, but let's check another angle and also check with the refs. Corinne Stoddard pulling away Ariana Siegel all the way to the finish.
Yeah, the results are confirmed, and they agree with Catherine that Sandra Velzeboer was through by the time they really reached that pylon there. And so it is Cornstarter, Ariana Siegel, cloud 9 at the moment, but perhaps more to come today from her.
Well, and I want you to think about this. So Chandra and Kristen did not make the A final. Danae is not in the A final. Sometimes the best skaters gets bumped out in the semi, which opens the door for some incredible results in the A final. And I think Corinne Stoddard's been putting her reps in for a long time now. I know her eyes are on that podium.
It's now also head-to-head battle for the two atop the Crystal Globe with Courtney Sereau and Corinne Stoddard coming up against each other once again. And that one will be for the medals. Heat number 3. There is Florence Brunel, Hanna de Smet, Kim Gilly, Hidayami, Gabriela Topolska, Elisa Confortola, Anna Jansone.
Ready?
Yang Jingru. Anna Jansone getting right through, didn't even have to do the repechages. I think she was advanced out of race. One of those skaters who got to the front, and when the drama happened around her, right place, right time, advanced directly to the semifinals. And that's huge for a skater who we didn't even see on the full time on World Tour last season. She dropped in a couple of events, and now with Olympic qualifying spots on the line, getting to a semifinal is pretty massive for her.
And especially since athletes are trying to be in the top 36 for the 1500 meter in order to qualify country spots for this year's Olympic Games. Out of 4 World Tour stops, skaters can throw out their worst results, and it's their top 3 results that will get stacked up. Top 32 go on for the 500 and 1000, top 36 country spots, not individual athletes, country spots for the 1500.
So for a skater who's on the door, perhaps just on one of those final spots, getting a higher result, maybe that is why Jansone picked up the pace, so she can say, hey, we were faster than the first 2 heats. That puts her ahead in the final rankings when it all comes down to it.
It's smart strategy, and remember, you don't have to win to succeed. There's lots of ways to succeed in this sport, whether it's on time or place or just a pass you didn't know you could do until there you go, you went and did it. Hanna de Smet making a pass knows she's good at, charging on the outside, using her arm swing to power her pushes. Look at her go.
Leading the train, Kim Gilly right behind her. But Florence Brunel jumps up the inside. And Elisa Confortola trying to get around as well. Gabriela Topolska had great skates in Montreal. Looking very composed here as well. Just kicking off, 3.5 laps left.
Confortola knows that Kim Gilly's coming right behind her. That's why she's working so hard to get up to the front. Now here comes the White Tiger on the outside. 2 crossovers into the corner. Excellent carrying speed on the outside. Hanna de Smet up the inside.
Everybody eyes on the front. Kim Gilly is the one who gets there. 1 to go. There will be a review of that last move by de Smet. But Kim, Confortola, and de Smet 1, 2, and 3 right now. But Kim over the line, Confortola second. It could be a pair of gladiators racing for the medals, and there was that review. It has been cleared though, and it's just everybody in the same frame of mind, and there's only so much space on the ice.
That's right, and that is an impressive result by the Italian Gladiators to have 2, currently looks like 2 unofficially up into the A final. I have to imagine that competing here in Europe is allowing them a little bit more comfort. They didn't have to do a time change. They're already used to the culture. Everyone is working on getting used to this ice, but in that regard, all these athletes are in the same boat. Elisa Confortola carrying speed on the outside. Florence Brunel, shoulder check, and then accelerating, because when you get passed on the outside skater has so much more speed. Okay, that's a pinch, not a push. The outside skater's making the inside skater uncomfortable. That's not illegal, that's good tactics. It takes a good skater to be able to hold their ground, and now everyone's charging left and right. It's hard to see who's doing what. It's chaos out there, folks.
You said it too. Look at Brunel looking right, all the while de Smet sneaking up the inside almost without her even knowing.
And when you're defending, it's impossible to know if the behind skater is going to come inside or outside. That happened again with Confortola looking on her right shoulder, and Hanna de Smet comes up the inside.
Very nearly costing her, but in the end she did hang on. And so there is your A final. It will be Confortola and Kim moving through Desmet and Young, Jingru to the B final. You see that right there. This is the full list of qualifiers, but it is Courtney Sarot, Chae-Min Jong, Corin Stoddart, Ariana Siegel, Kim Gil-lee, Elisa Confortola. The 1 3rd-place time was Gung Lee. There you have it. Lots to watch there. Right atop, the Crystal Globe battle, Sarot, Stoddart, then a couple of White Tigers, a couple of Gladiators. Shifting over to the men's side again. We have the quarterfinals. The slight reprieve before we go back for more finals, but it's heat number 1 of 4. Top 2 and a maximum of 2 fastest thirds going to the semifinals.
Ready.
Packed race here. Jens Van het Wout, Won Jun Moon, Niall Tracy, Clayton DeClemente, and Sun Long. Tracy, his lone World Tour medal, his team's lone World Tour medal coming last year in the 1,000 in Beijing.
The 1,000 meter is the speed skaters race. The sprinters can usually last a few extra laps, and the endurance skaters are able to get to top speed. So everyone meets in the middle. Not to mention, you have a couple middle distance specialists. Clayton DeClemente making a sneaky move out to in. 2 arms on his back. He feels good.
Tracy, another skater who loves to be at the front, has very good defensive abilities, able to shrug off a lot of attacks, but not able to keep DeClemente at bay. But of course, we watch for the man in orange, the Lion stalking, now going.
Wow, good defense by Niall Tracy, but he pays the price.
So that will get a look, but Tracy, a shot of speed there and a move by Sun Long.
Sun Long's very strong in this distance, and now it's a battle for first place.
They knew he was coming. Van het Wout responded. DeClemente tried to, and now side by side they go at the bell. Sun Long, now he hits the front ahead of Jens Van het Wout. The race is on for 3rd as well. DeClemente holding the advantage there, but it is Sun Long and Jens Van het Wout. First 2 over the line. We will see. There is a second review as well there. So now the reviews are really starting to pile up, Catherine. A lot of these skaters not even worried about that Olympic quotient stuff. Now they want to go for the win, and that's where the moves are really starting to happen more.
Absolutely. If you're in the main event, you've got points. You are well and above. Like, this is the top 18 here, barring advancements. Okay, so we see the conflict there, and that's what's being contested. Jens still wanting to carry his speed up the inside. Now, let's take a peek. Niall definitely putting pressure in on the left skate. Jens needing to transfer his weight out to the right, or he risks going off track inside the block. A little arm scuffle here. I don't know if it's a...
It's a possible outside to in on Tracy is what they're looking at.
And that makes sense. And so a lot of speed skating is defense. So let's check this move here. Really nice, sneaky up the inside. A little protest from DeClemente, but that's not uncommon in the sport. It's just a little elbow tap, like, hey, finish it next time, or hey, just I'm right here, right? It's a mental game. It's not nothing nefarious.
So if it is the case of a penalty for Tracy on Van het Wout, then there wouldn't be an advancement because Van het Wout was top 2 anyway, but now we'll know.
Final decision, penalty number 16 from Great Britain.
There you go. So no advancement, as Van het Wout was in the top 2 anyway. And so here it is. Outside to in is the decision.
So we see Niall Tracy push on the right skate and then hold it. You're supposed to push back out to the other right before you go left into the corner. And the fact that he pushes in and then holds it, that's where the problem is. And I wouldn't even say that in itself isn't the problem. The problem is when that move causes contact.
And so DeClemente, 1:26.917, the 3rd place time to watch. And still, maximum of 2 are available, as that penalty did not result in advancement. Shin Dong-min, Pietro Siegel, Stephen Dubois, Lin Xiaojun, Luca Speckenhauser.
Ready.
couple of gladiators. Siegel and Speckenhauser, two guys who made the championship A finals, international medals, all of that. Of course, Dubois, the reigning 1,000-meter world champion, both 5 and 1,000. Speckenhauser winding it up to join his teammate on the front. And everybody else saying, no, we're not going to let that happen.
Everyone in this race could go on to the next round, so this is a true battle. Strategy, tactics, this is short track.
Xiao Jun, accomplished passer, but now he's the one charged with holding off the advances. Watch for Dubois in third on the outside, but then there's the move on the inside. Dubois and Speckenhauser.
That is a good save by Steven Dubois, just to hold that and stay on his feet, but it has totally changed the trajectory of this race.
Siegel, a victory in the 1,000 in Montreal. He jumps to the opportunity in the lead, but he has Lin Xiaojun closing. Shim Dongmin also there. Speckenhauser not giving up the fight. It's 3 though with 1 to go.
Well, remember, 1 penalty and all of a sudden he could get in on qualifying time, so it's good for Speckenhauser to fight to the finish.
It will be Siegel. Lots to unpack in that one as well, but it is Siegel on course for the semifinals. I do not think that dot belongs to him. It would belong to Vincent with Speckenhauser and Dubois.
And something you see here in the higher level rounds is that, like, all speed skaters can give bumps, but not all speed skaters can receive bumps, and that is its own art form, because receiving, so here's a bump. We can't quite see from this angle what's going on with shoulders. Dubois gets by. Watch how he holds his right skate and kicks his left foot out. I mean, that's really advanced just to be able to hold that.
Possible outside to in.
Very good, and we see him looking, we see him making the move, sticking the elbow out. By him, I mean Speckenhauser, and then Dubois just has to fight to get into the corner and to hold it.
Lin's skate also went back and actually hit that, so he was lucky to come through it.
Absolutely. And then here's Pietro Siegel doing his shoulder check up the inside. No one challenging him, so makes it look good as he crosses the line in first.
We have a penalty. Correction. Final decision, penalty, number 17 from Italy, and we have an advancement for number 4 from Canada.
So it is Speckenhauser, you pointed out, he did the double pump left and didn't go his normal left-right stride. So we'll see it.
So Speckenhauser on his right, taking one more crossover, landing his right again. There's the look, there's the push on the inside. That's what they're saying is outside to in. You're supposed to step back out. He never did, causing the contact. And again, supposed to is a strong term. There's so many ways to skate around a short track. It's called track patterns. You are supposed to vary your track pattern. It's a sign of good tactics. It's just a matter of doing it in a way that keeps your space and doesn't impede on anyone else.
So we have a first advancement, and that third place time ever more precarious. It is still Clayton De Clemente, but Heat 3, 2 White Tigers, 2 Ice Maples, or Ice, yeah, it is Ice Maple. And then the Chinese lung.
Go to the start. Ready.
See what Liu Xiaowang can do as the lone lung. Dongju on the front. Here comes Felix Roussel, but the White Tigers also getting their numbers together.
I have a prediction. I think he just put a really strong leader out front. Dongju saving some energy, able to relax a touch behind his teammate, because again, remember, they know how each other skates. Dongju smooth and easy up the outside, and I think they're gonna push this pace, the 2 Ice Maples, all the way.
But the White Tigers have other plans in mind, as Huang Daihan, the great veteran, gets up into second. Now it's split.
That was great strategy by Huang Daihan. You are supposed to split up skaters from the same country because it's easier to skate with your countrymen. So you don't want your competitors to have an easy time. Xiaoang being patient, moving out with Im and then inside on his own.
And it is Im Jong-un. He won this in weekend number 1, and he has a bit of a gap now. And so it's a real battle for second. Im Jong-un. And Donjanu loses it going out of the corner. He goes down. And that is the end, perhaps, of that streak. And so Im gets up there. Liu Xiaowang hangs on for second. Hwang Dae-han made it close.
And that's an unofficial 125.72 for Hwang Dae-han. So currently, unofficially, that's our fastest qualifying time.
So.
All right, so here's Im moving up into the front, making it look easy. Xiaowang, look how he changes the trajectory of his track to sneak up the inside. William Donjanu sees it coming, but not early enough to defend it. And then here, coming around the very next corner, something goes on here on his left skate. It's the ice, or maybe his weight's on his heels.
I think his blade went into the front of Liu Xiaowang, right?
Ooh, there's definitely something there. I gotta get one more look at that.
But credit to Liu, he could have also gone out if that was contact.
Well, and that's what I mean with it's its own art form to receive a bump. You know, we get this bad rep in short track, like it's NASCAR on ice or bumper cars even sometimes, but there is an art form to giving and receiving a push, and the best of the best, they move like water. They don't get upset when they get bumped. They flow with the bump, they conserve the energy and use it to respond with. Here's your official results.
Is Im Jong-un trying to get back to the top of the podium. Liu Xiaowang joining him, and as Catherine mentioned, Hwang Dae-han 125.732. That time is the one to beat.
That's going to bump out Clayton De Clemente, but just to make it into the final, the main event by Clayton De Clemente is a great progress. They are still fighting for country spots on the USA Eagles men's side.
One more quarterfinal to come as they patch up the ice. Will allow us to read through heat number 4. Miyata Shogo of the Japanese Ninjas, Brendan Corey of the Australian Racing Ruse, Robert Kruzbergs of the Latvian Golden Stars, Io Galiakatov of the Kazakh Nomads, and talked about him a bit, Thomas Natalini with confidence flying high right now. Just talking to Natalini about his 1500 yesterday, and he just kept saying every lap, he just was sort of, I'm still here, I still feel good. Every single time, and it was him and Donjanu in the end of that 1500. First medal at any level. He had the pretty good celebration there. His parents are here.
And we're seeing some work by the track steward crew here, and most of these track stewards are former Polish national team members, if not junior world championship team members. I visited with Bartosz Bileski yesterday. He said the best part is the adrenaline he gets to feel by chasing blocks in the relay, but the worst part, he doesn't get to look as close as he wants. He loves the sport. He wants to be a fan and cheer on his favorites.
Catherine got to jump on the ice yesterday. At the end of the session, there's skates for the skaters who really didn't get the chance in the World Tour session. They broke it up into 2 groups, and Catherine got to revisit her roots a little bit and was on block duty.
It was fun, but it's been a good long time since I've done that.
There we go, the ice all patched up and ready to go. Final heat, men's 1,000-meter quarterfinals.
Ready.
The time is there on the table, but there's just one opportunity, and that was a quick heat in the end.
I don't think this pace is going to challenge that 125 that we just saw, so this is going to come down to strategy and tactics.
And Corey, never one to shy away from the chances to jump to the front. Kruzbergs took a look on Mieta, this time on the corner. Gets it. Here is Speckenhauser winding it up.
That's Natalini.
Oh, pardon me, Natalini. Speckenhauser was earlier.
So again, coming off his first World Tour medal, that is great for a big boost of confidence. He might feel a little invincible in this 1,000-meter.
We'd wondered that perhaps in the 500 yesterday, where he was penalized. He going back-to-back A finals, but Natalini did come through the repêchages. Miata and Krusbergs go shoulder to shoulder. The door's open now for Corey to get up into third, but even he lost quite a bit of speed there. And now there is that bit of a gap. Natalini, speaking of that confidence, he'll come up and get the bell. He and Krusbergs. Corey caught in the middle there, and it's just the legs try to work. But at this point of the race, the fatigue really settles in, and Thomas Natalini, how's that for confidence? Moving on to the semifinal.
Great clean skate there by Thomas Natalini. Smart moves by Robert Krusbergs to tuck into second, skate away from any trouble. Aggressive skating by Brendan Corey, which is what he needs to do to achieve his goals at this level on the ice. And a surprising result from Miata Shogo, who coming off his first World Tour medal in Montreal, continues to be consistently one of the best in the sport, but right there, running into some bad luck.
Moving into the semifinals rather, he did pick up another fourth place, did Miata Shogo, but a look back as Natalini, that's when he decided to move.
And you can see he's got nice relaxed shoulders. His body weight is leaning forward, shoulders over knees, knees over toes. That's a good way to carry momentum without putting extra energy down into the ice.
This was the move when Miata and Krusbergs came together. That dropped a lot of Miata's speed, but then Corey also went through, but that also perhaps caused a speed drop.
Yes, and that's what I mean when I say receiving a bump. There are skaters who would have had similar contact made and swung way out wide. Robert Krusbergs knowing how to receive or shock absorb the pressure of a bump and even use it to boost him forward, but certainly not to waste energy trying to recover from it.
So it is Natalini and Krusbergs getting through. The 1/3 place time does go to Hwang Dae-hun, with the advancement going to Stephen Dubois to the semifinals, and we will revisit that after the next ice resurfacing break. But before we get there, it's time for some more finals. B final, the women's 1500 meters, as you see the list of those moving into the semis in the men's 1000. B final, Petra Vankova, Nakashima Mirei, Cassandra Velzebor, Michelle Velzebor, Hannah Desmet, Young Jingru, and Gloria Yoriati. To be in a B final, we don't often see the Czech Ice Spiders, so good result here for Petra Vankova, looking to not just be satisfied with making it to the B final, but getting a good finish here as well.
As you've said many times this weekend, Gavin, we're seeing a lot of the smaller countries come together and co-op, and we really can tell their improvement when they get to this World Tour main event.
Coming in for Vankova, so might see a good jump in her number.
And who are we missing?
It is Cassandra Velzebor who's not there, so she is not opting to skate the B final. Sometimes it's the first time this weekend that skaters not taking part.
It makes sense because she's truly incredible in the 500, and she may be trying to save the legs, especially after competing in the team mixed event to start off our day.
She's won both 500s so far this season, and trying to make that event where she is the world champion even more her own.
Ready?
And so the instantly recognizable start of a 1500 meter race where there's no worries about time. It's head to head. In this case, head to head to head to head to head to head.
This is starting like an old school 3K. Back when they raced the 27 lap 3000 meter, this is a 3K start. And I haven't ever seen this happen in a 15, but the officials have had the power of discretion before to say, ladies, if you don't get down and start skating, we're gonna make you restart. Nobody wants to do that.
Looking around now, Michelle Velzebor, little bit of a push to the front, but it really doesn't take much when the pace is like that.
That's right. So they're going to let it come down to a sprint. So they're, I mean, really, Hannah Desmet's got a strong finish. And so this is playing right into her hand. Gloria Oriati, she's a strong, high speed, good with the last minute pass. So many skaters in this field are going to be able to shine when it's down to 2 laps to go.
Enough of the games. Here we go. Oriati does hit the front, but then she maybe takes it back down a little bit, but it is getting winded up a little bit more bit by bit, and now I think we're off.
And this is great energy management by Ioriati, because when you make a move to the front, you actually don't want to pull a gap. There's no need to waste that energy. And now that skaters are coming, she's accelerating so that they don't pull a gap on her. She's going to stick like glue right into the draft. She needs to watch out, though, because there's room here. Hannah Desmet could make a pass.
Nakashima, Midei, and Young Jing-Ru on the front, the battle for first and second. But every other skater not to be outdone at this stage of the game.
Yang doing a good job, again, controlling the pace. So she used that energy to get up front. Now that she's there, she's pulling it back. Nakashima coming up on the inside.
It is Nakashima on the front. Here comes Yoriati. Here comes Michelle Velzeboer right up behind. And everything is just set off right now. And I think that started with Velzeboer picking up the pace. And I'm not sure if she went into the back of someone, but that will get a look.
And now Oriati, smart skating. She's right behind Michelle. I think she's going to set something up, carrying her speed wide now, but Michelle shutting her down.
For now, Yoriati now up the inside and a good move. And as the legs start to fade in Velzeboer, Yoriati makes the surge. And it looks like she will take the B final, but there is going to be a lot to break down. And good result there. Petra Vankova staying away from the danger. The Czech Ice Spider. I would be giving myself a little fist pump with that one.
That is, I don't have my research right in front of me, but I feel somewhat confident saying that's her best international result. Being in the B finals, do we have 8 in the A? Where am I at? I gotta find my...
You are in Poland.
I'm in Poland. So we have 7, so that's a top 10 finish for Vankova. That's fantastic. I mean, what a great result. Hannah Desmet still coming around, finishing up her laps. Nakashima making some adjustments. Let's go to the replay. Yoriati moving on the outside. Here's where some of that contact happens. And it looks like Nakashima gets back on her heels, spins like a top, right in front of Hannah Desmet. Let's take another look from this angle. So something happening with Velzeboer and Young. Yoriati slightly struggling with that, but really Nakashima and Hannah being the main ones that impacted by that event.
Desmet really had no idea what was happening.
And nothing she could have done to avoid that. Now they are looking possible. Netherlands on China, potentially an arm push. We need to get one more review. The refs taking their time to make sure they've got it right, consulting with the video review room.
Taking that extended look there. That just allows them to set up for the A final. For some more medals. Catherine is limbering up beside me as she's ready to hustle down once again. I can make the Snyder mark because I'm not doing it.
It is a hustle down there, I'm telling you. So we just can't quite see what happens between Michelle Velzeboer and Young. Well, let's check this angle. Okay, Michelle comes up with way too much speed. She puts her hand on Young's back. That's not an immediate penalty, but the contact it causes is. And I'm sorry, folks, so much going on. I need another replay to see what happened there with Nakashima.
She looked like she was in front of that, and I'm not even sure where.
So what can happen? We've talked a little bit about soft spots in the ice. Let's go down to the rink and see what the officials have to say.
Final decision, penalty for number 11 from Netherlands.
There you go. As Catherine spotted, just too much speed coming up there. Right. she comes.
Yep, so that's not on purpose, but she doesn't take any crossovers. Look, she just holds the right skate. There's nothing she can do to scrub that speed. And then actually, it does. The momentum gets pushed up into Nakashima. She can't hold it. She goes into a twist out the corner, and that holds up Hannah Desmet.
There you go. So Yoriati and Vankova in the end. Well, it's a tidy 9th place for Petra Vankova. And so I will say before we get into the introductions, I think this arena is more difficult to get down.
Yes.
That guy, Tyler, had it pretty easy in Montreal, so we'll see what the next one is like. The Netherlands. It's Tyler with me back next weekend. Had a lot of fun with this weekend with this person alongside me.
We always have a good time, don't we, Gavin?
Well, it's been twice, but yes, twice, fun 2 times.
That's right.
To the introductions we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now to introduce the skaters for the A final for the women's 1500 meters distance. Starting in lane number 1, she's reigning vice world champion on this distance, representing the Canadian Ice Maples, Courtney Sato. Starting in lane number 2, she's reigning world and Olympic champion on this distance, representing the Korean White Tigers, Choi Min-jung. Starting in lane number 3, she won bronze yesterday on 1,000 meters, representing the USA Eagles, Corinne Stoddard. Starting in lane number 4, representing the Chinese Long, Gong Li. Starting in lane number 5, representing the Italian Gladiators, Ariana Siegel. Starting in lane number 6, she won bronze medal at Past World Championships on this distance, representing the Korean White Tigers, Kim Gilly. And starting in lane number 7, she won bronze on this distance at that European Championships, representing the Italian Gladiators, Elisa Confortola. Siedem zawodniczek, które powalczą o medale na dystansie
7 skaters. Cannot take your eyes off any of them in this race. On any day, every single one of them could come out on top. Saro, Choi, Stoddart, Gong, Siegel, Kim, Confortola.
I gotta say the tension in the rink right now is palpable. Maybe it's just because I know this feeling, but I can feel that nervousness that they're having in their stomach and my very own stomach.
Go to the start.
Oh, stop. It's not true, folks.
Ready?
was Sero taking the victory in week number 1. 2 gold medals that weekend. Choi Min-jung battling back in week number 2. Stoddart all the while. Bronze in week number 1. Silver in week number 2 is the next step. A gold here in Gdansk. She does have a gold in a 1500 meters. Catherine and I were there in Beijing last year. That was her first senior gold medal.
And she shared with us the amount of pressure that she's felt under to do it again ever since that happened. Some anxiety, some insomnia, keeping her from training at her best at the end of last season, but under control now. She's got everything relatively sorted, and she shared with me she's very purposefully testing out some new strategies this weekend, and we see it right now with her sitting back in 4th place. This is not typically her place of comfort.
Now following up behind Choi Min-jung, not a bad skater to hitch your wagon to.
Certainly. Oh, she needs to tuck in. It just wasn't quite spaced. That's really good blocking by Confortola, saying you can't, nope, sorry, you can't come by.
But in Italian. Anyway.
Exactly.
And now the White Tigers, Kim Gilly going around her teammate now. It's emergency stations for everybody. 2 White Tigers on the front. Stoddart up into 4th. Sero in 3rd.
Sero stepping out. She's looking around.
Now she's looking even more, eyeing 2nd. It's not there this time. Confortola still holding on in 4th, trying to keep Stoddart at bay.
Confortola and Stoddart spending a lot of energy fighting for position that isn't even podium position right now.
Confortola now spending a lot of time around the outside as well. Is she able to tuck in? She's going to have to at some point to just save a bit of energy. She does get to the front. It took a while, but we are down inside 3.5 laps to go.
Sero building again. Confortola continuing with her defensive skating, not quite able to hold off Sero. White Tigers building on the outside. Corinne Stoddart biding her time, but taking a look up the inside here.
She does that into 4th. Now into 3rd goes the American, but the 2 White Tigers battling for position behind Sero. It's Sero on the front. It's 4 skaters all going for 3 medal spots there. Is Sero fading? Is it a 1-2? Yes, it is. Korean White Tigers gold and silver.
Wow, a real charge for the finish there by Kim Gilly.
Herself a world champion in this distance in 2014. And it is her day today in Gdansk, and she'll have a teammate beside her. And as that Crystal Globe battle closes in on its conclusion, it is Sero ahead of Stoddart, 3rd and 4th.
This is the 2nd time today Kim and Choi will be sharing the podium together. They already have a gold medal from the mixed team event, their first gold medal in that event of the season, and now adding a few more medals to their hardware.
As we look back.
Coming around the outside, that's Kim Gilly, 2 arms on her back. Choi Min-jung showing no stress, accelerating well with her teammate. Corinne Stoddart peeking up the inside. Courtney Sero checking her inside and then realizing, oh shoot, they came up the outside. It's not possible to be in 2 places at once, folks.
You almost saw that look on her face, oh darn.
I know.
The pursed lips.
Here's the thing, going into a corner, the setup for an outside or an inside pass going into the corner is the same. So going into the corner, skaters don't know which way the passing skater is gonna go, and it's, hey, your best bet.
Stoddart and Confortola spent a lot of time battling each other. They finished 4th and 5th. Siegel for 6th and Gongli in 7th. But Kim returns to the top of the podium. As Catherine heads down, there are the confirmed results. Gold and silver for the White Tigers. Yet another medal for Courtney Sero. This time, it is bronze.
Panie i panowie, ladies the women's 1500 meters at the ISU Short Track World Tour, Gdansk 2025. The medals will be presented by the referee, Mr. Michel Dumont. In third place and winner of the bronze medal from Canada, representing the Canadian Ice Maple, Courtney Saro. Courtney Saro. In second place and winner of the silver medal from the Republic of Korea, representing the Korean White Tigers, Choi Min-jong. Choi Min-jong. In first place and winner of the gold medal from the Republic of Korea, representing the Korean White Tigers, Kim Gilly. Kim Gilly. Ladies and gentlemen, the medalists. Panie i panowie, to są medalistki na dystansie 1500 metrów. Wielkie brawa!
After the next ice resurfacing break, leading to the men's 1,000 semis and finals, women's 500-meter quarterfinals as well. But of course, after this second round, pictures for the photographers down below. Catherine, I believe, would have her skates on by now. She does. She's ready to go. And now we'll go down to the ice.
Kim, it's your second gold medal today. How are you feeling?
It feels so good.
Wonderful. Is there anything you want to say to your fans in Korean?
My friends? 응원해 주셔서 너무 감사합니다.
Thank you so much. Will you please share that with our fans here today?
Going to watch this. I'll grade this. It's a tough throw. It's not the heaviest of items, and so almost so close. Women's 1500 meter this season, but there you have it, 100 points the difference atop the Crystal Globe standings between Courtney Sereau and Corin Stoddard. A 5th medal on the season for Courtney Sereau. There is one more individual race to come today. That's the women's 500 meters. So we'll see how that will shape things up as we head into the Netherlands next weekend. There you see, we will resume at 3:53 local time. That's about 12 minutes from now. Lots more to come from here in Poland.
벌써 이렇게 3번째 올림픽인데 그냥 늘 해왔던 것처럼 특별하게 생각하기보다는 최선을 다하고 제가 주어진 기회를 잘 잡고 그냥 저를 믿고 그렇게 하고 싶어요. 네.
First, I want to just make the Olympic team with my brother. That's the biggest goal for me and him. It's what we've always dreamt of. And then together in the relay, a medal would be amazing. And individually, I also want to fight for the medals.
Medal. It's simple. The focus on every small detail of my life I'm putting together to get this medal, and this is the goal. It's simple as that.
目标每次都有，然后希望这次打米兰奥运会的时候，我们全体都拿到金牌。
My goal for the upcoming Olympics is becoming Olympic champion again.
To be on the podium, individually and in our mixed relay and our women's relay. I think that I'm capable of great things, and I hope I can just make the performance when the time comes. And yeah, I'm just really excited to kind of see what I bring to that Olympic Games.
I've had medal success in the past few seasons now, so it's like, why not build on that? And it's like, why not like short track, anything can happen, so why can't I come home with a medal?
I do want gold in the longer distances for sure. I want to be fighting for gold.
To me, going to the Olympics, I'm going to have to continue dreaming and believing that 5 golds is possible.
I've tried and failed 2 times to qualify with the relay team. Very eager to make it and to be a team there. I think that makes the whole experience extra special.
作为一名奥运冠军，压力其实也很大的，因为想保持这块金牌，然后希望下一届的时候再能拿金牌，这是我最大的目标。
Yes, here we see a photo of my Instagram from like right after the season, and I went on a little holiday in Gran Canaria. And there was this nice little desert area, and we took a walk, and my friend had a drone with her. So there was some really cool shots, and we just walked around in the desert. We woke up really early for the nice views and the nice lights, and it was a nice day.
We were at the camp in Tenerife. We went on the day off for a jet ski. And we were taking some crazy photos. Some of them are not on social media. It was like me doing short track position. Bob was swimming. He was like a pirate trying to take over our ship. Yeah, and there is also Roberts because we were in 2 people on the jet skis. Yeah.
Yeah, we had 1 jet ski on both of us, so this was a good quality time spent together with a few of the Polish athletes. Yeah, it was really nice to enjoy the hot days.
That was the Grampian Mountains in Victoria. I was out for a hike and enjoying the time off, exploring the country a little bit. I hadn't been there before, so it was nice to see some of the mountains in Australia.
Yeah, I went to Germany to visit my best friends, and we went and did the Frankfurt night skate. So like every Tuesday night in the summer, they do a night skate. I was originally an inline skater. I was junior world champion in inline, and then I switched over to short track. But I definitely want to go and race senior world championships after this year on the ice, just to get back out there and see what I can do in inline again.
Okay, I'm here today at the speed skating rink in Gdansk, Poland. I'm here with Tinius Alma. He's going to tell us about his biking warm-up as we get ready for races. Right now we're using the bike for warm-up, but you must use the bike a lot in your training, is that right?
Yeah, it's how we make most of our base for our like low intensity training. So the bike is very easy on the knees and ankles and stuff that can break.
Yes.
Hence we can do a lot of it. So to make up for short track being very physically demanding, like on the muscles, we can train a lot of aerobics on the bike and increase our total hours by a lot.
So you use the bike a lot for your training. It builds your base, it builds your fitness. When it's time to race, how do you use the bike some different way than training?
I always bike a lot easier when I'm warming up. I could do almost like half the watts I do of my easy rides. So it's just to get some sweat working. There's some sweat up, and then I would usually do like 1 or 2 just small like power outages.
Okay.
Build up some tension in the legs and get the breath like properly going for like a minute or 2 of just high watts.
Very good. Do you use your time on the bike before a race? Do you use it to prepare mentally or talk strategy?
Usually it's been on my own to just find some of my inner peace and just enjoy my being. But it's also nice to still have a bit of like a chill tone while on the bike. And then I usually get more serious once I start thinking about technique and stuff when doing my dry land stuff before going.
So you use the bike to get your body ready, to get warm, like you said. It's still a calm time for your mental, but when you leave the bike, that's when it starts to get more intense.
Then I usually start up and start thinking quite seriously about what am I going to do, especially the first few laps. And as for this weekend, I'm skating the 1,000, which means that the first 2-3 laps are quite important to just get into the groove. Usually try to find a good spot. If you can't, just relax. I usually take a small break after going off the bike because I usually finish on high intensity. So I get just a small pause of just mental time.
Yeah.
Before continuing the warm-up and getting some of that technical just reminders.
Yeah.
In my dry land.
All right, well, thank you so much for sharing your warm-up here with us. Great luck this weekend and for your whole season.
No worries, thank you very much.
already been a great day for the Korean program. Gold in the mixed relay, gold and silver in the women's 1500, and now 2 of their skaters will be in heat number 1 of the men's 1,000-meter semifinals. 2 heats, 5 skaters in each, top 2 in each race, and up to 1 fastest third-place skaters to go to the A final. And there is heat number 1, Im Jong-un, Hwang Dae-hun from the White Tigers, Liu Xiaowang, Lin Xiaojun from the Chinese Lungs, and Pietro Siegel from the Italian Gladiators. And Lin Xiaojun already on the podium this weekend in the 1500, no, it's the 500.
Go to the start. Ready.
And when Im Jong-un won gold in the 1500 in week number 1, he was joined by his teammate also in this race, Hwang Dae-hun. So much symmetry in this sport, people you see all the time.
Absolutely, and I do think there's something to be said here for Im, who's the kind of the youngest on the team, and Hwang Dae-hun, who's the veteran. And there's a passing of the torch, and some veterans pass the torch nicely, and some veterans not so much. Let's come down onto the ice for Pietro Siegel, taking the lead of this race. That puts the 2 White Tigers together and the 2 Chinese Lungs. He's going to have his work cut out for him if he's going to defend against all of that.
Siegel perhaps sensing that he didn't want to be caught up behind 2 sets of teammates and be forced to try to find his way around that, picking up the speed, and now around the outside goes Im Jong-un, but Siegel goes down. He'll be under review. And now it is a 4-up battle between skaters from 2 teams.
Coming around to 2 to go. No one's really taken their arm off their back yet. A little arm swing here on the exit by Im. That tells me he's starting to pick it up with 2 to go. It is time, and look for that big move coming from behind.
A whole lot of international experience behind him. He is bending, but for the moment not breaking under this pressure. But here it comes, flanked by the Chinese Lungs. Bump, and Im goes out wide. Liu Xiaowang sort of shrugs and says, I'm not sure what happened, but Lin Xiaojun, Hwang Dae-hun get over the line 1 and 2, but this story is just beginning.
That's right, there were a couple things that happened all with that 1 lap to go. So here comes Im around the inside. This is the first pass that it seems like maybe it was blade contact.
Accidental bump, yeah, it's the same thing. Watch, I think it's his right boot, Siegel, right?
It's okay. So there's that thing we've talked about, a pinch versus a pull. That might be a little, or a pinch versus a push. That might be a little more than a pinch because there was blade contact, and you really can't do much about that. It's the hardest thing to avoid. Now 2 Chinese skaters coming at once. Im doing his very best to defend. Xiaowang getting himself back on the track, so that's great. At least no off-tracking there. Hwang Dae-hun holding his speed on the outside.
Feeling the pressure from both sides, and they bump.
That's right. Lim cleanly finishing that pass, but Xiaowang getting all caught up.
And so it is incident 1, Im Jong-un being reviewed, and a potential advancement from that as Pietro Siegel was at the front. And then the other incident is, it says also possible Korea on Liu Xiaowang. And if there are 2 penalties in one race, you have a yellow card as a possibility, but
and a yellow card is bad for points. Not that Im is in any kind of point trouble, but a penalty drops you down to lowest points for the round that you made it to, whereas a yellow card drops you down to lowest points for the event total. So you can actually finish lower than what we're working for here, which is a top 10 result. So again, we see it, a little contact in this, where he's stuck in between 2 Chinese.
Watch him lean over there.
Yeah. A lot of things happening because also the 2 Chinese skaters are doing their best on offense, and then Im is doing his best on defense, and then Hwang Dae-hun doing what veterans do, which is just watching and biding his time. What's hard to do in that instance is you have to keep your speed but not attack with it, and that's a really veteran move, to stay light and quick on your feet until the perfect time to accelerate.
So it is noted now, possible yellow card for 2 penalties, but they do review those incidents separately. The yellow card would just happen to be incidental because it is 2 penalties in one race. But looks like they have finished reviewing it. Pushing the decisions in, and we will find out in mere moments. Second heat on the ice, Sun Long, Thomas Natalini, Jens van het Vout, Robert Krusbergs, and Stephen Dubois. Just the one Canadian ice maple, and it is not named William Donjanu. 5 straight gold medal streak coming to an end, and down to the ice we go.
Final decision, yellow card for number 113 from Korea, advancement for skater number 3 from Italy, and advancement for skater number 14 from China.
And so a lesson, a lesson for the young man there, Im Jong-un. 2 penalties, a yellow card. I don't think he has any more individual races. No, this is the last minute, so it's not like he's at risk of getting a second yellow card, which would mean a red card for the rest of this event. But there's one.
Correct. And Im did share with me earlier on this week how his main goal this weekend was to continue to practice how to energy manage. This is his 3rd senior event. He's a very okay, and then there's the second penalty. He does seem to be the causer of the contact. He's a young racer, and he knows this. He knows he needs experience. He knows he needs repetitions on the ice against the best of the best. It's a shame that he's getting those reps on an Olympic season, but hey, better here than at the Olympics.
And so look at that, though. You heard the announcement, 2 advancements to the A final in addition to 2 qualifiers. And so nobody's in the B final right now.
Whoa.
Go to the stars. Ready.
So what magic is still with Thomas Natalini right now? He's been to 2 A finals this weekend, trying to make it an even 3. Jens van het Vout would certainly love to be in an A final.
And between the 2 semifinals, this is far and away the one I would rather be in. No teammates able to skate together here, so everyone's kind of man for man on their own. And I think that's why we're seeing it a little slow start, because it's a bunch of individuals here. Each man is out for himself.
Any one of them could be, and it's Robert Krusbergs. Can get to the front, and once he gets there, he's very tough to dislodge. We saw a shoulder-to-shoulder moment earlier, and he barely ever moves, just a strong guy.
That's right. I anticipate that when the move comes, it will come decisively. Jens van het Vout actually, though, dropping the pace under 9.0, so Stephen Dubois able to sneak up the inside, and at this pace, maybe that one-time big move won't come. Natalini's going to have to pick everyone off one by one if he wants to go to another A final.
He's starting it now, trying to get around the outside, but Krusberg's a big man. That opens the door for Sun Long to get through, and now Natalini and Krusbergs, both of them have seen their speed drop off. It is van het Vout, Stephen Dubois, and Sun Long is going to try to push it. He has the outside. It's going to be a big dash to the line. They go shoulder to shoulder, Dubois down. Van het Vout gets over the line first. I don't think he's going to be worried about any reviews. Sun Long does get over for second. That took about 3/4 of a lap to make that move all the way around the outside of Dubois, and then eventually contact, Dubois down.
Well, and Dubois defending the pass really well. When we get the replay, I'll show you the track pattern that he used to try to kill the speed of Sun Long, but he couldn't. He could slow Sun Long down, but he couldn't stop him. Now, Sun Long, there was a little contact there coming around the corner, and I know it's being reviewed. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on. Sun Long, that projection. See how he's pressing his hips forward, trying to complete the pass. He puts his hand down in the pivot, and it's not until after that point that Stephen Dubois starts to break out. That's the pinching sensation. There isn't a push here, but Dubois is being pinched. He can't skate the way that he wants, and especially right there. He can't get his right foot to come over the left because Sun Long's right foot's also in the way. There's just a tangle there. We're gonna have to go down. They are looking at a possible arm block against China.
Final decision, penalty number 9, China.
And so they do rule an arm block by Sun Long.
What? He's shocked. He is shocked.
Had it across Dubois.
So remember, to put your hand down, that's called a pivot. You just can't make contact on the pivot. Now, where is the contact? It's a little elbow to hip right here, at least from that angle. And that could be another reason why Dubois can't get that right skate to finish over top of left in the crossover. He's clearly upset. And it's upsetting that the amount of effort he put into that pass, the way that he was able to complete it, close but no cigar.
So into the women's quarterfinals, they're already lined up. We've got to get back up here. 500 meters, quarterfinals. You see the qualifiers. There will be 6, 5, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's a big 1,000-meter final.
And it will be an interesting B final.
They don't always, we'll find out. They don't always skate a B final if it's only 2. On Olympic season, there may be a different format. We'll come back to you with more on that.
Heat number 1, Courtney Sorrell, Kim Gilly, Nicolas Mazur, Florence Brunel, and Yana Khan.
Ready?
Sorrell and Kim were just side by side on the podium, now side by side on the start line, and Kim is perhaps more in her element in the 1,500 meters, and Nicolas Mazur jumping her on the start.
Excellent speed here by Courtney Sorrell, wanting to reestablish herself as the queen of short track as she did in Montreal. 2 hard crossovers into that corner. She is at top speed. 2 more crossovers. Man, she's on fire.
Brunel also charging to try to join her. She goes up on Kim. Kim is down. And so that will get a look at the bell. It is Courtney Sorrell, it is Florence Brunel, but pencil those results in. Don't quite pen them in yet, because that is going to get a review.
Holy cow, strong skating from Courtney Sorrell. She doesn't want any opportunity to get tangled up with anyone. And I'm also curious, so that many setups in a row of 2 crossovers into a corner, it means a couple different things. 1, we're trying to build up speed. 2, a wide track is easier. 3, the ice might be starting to show, might start be breaking down with all the races that we've had on it so far today.
So as Mazur out of position 3.
Overtaking Kim into second, and Mazur really has to focus on her defense here as Courtney Sorrell is skating away. Kim Gilly manipulating her track well, bursting up the inside, and you actually get this slingshot sensation, which is really fun coming out of the corner. You get a burst of speed. Florence Brunel not getting that burst of speed, trying to power it up the straightaway rather than slingshot it out of the corner, and that's why it's not quite as sharp. Both options do work, but in this instance there was contact.
So we'll see. It would be a possible advancement position. They've made a quick decision.
Final decision, penalty number 8 from Canada, advancement for number 6 from Korea.
And so Kim will go into the semis, advancement. The hometown skater, Nicolas Mazur, into the semifinals in second, and Yana Khan will see how third place holds up 44.378.
So there's that charge up the inside like I was talking. There's a saying, if you try to force it, it breaks. It's just, you can't back off at this level. Once you've committed to a pass, you have to see it through. But there's just a little tension going into the corner, and that's why it didn't work.
So there you have it. And now there is just one possible fastest third place skater. Currently, Yana Khan 44.378. Heat number 2, Corn Stoddart. The quest for another medal, and in her mind, hopefully one that is not silver or bronze. In position number 1, Nakashima Mirei, Chaemin Jong, Ariana Seagal, Wang Xin-ran.
Ready?
Been a memorable day for Seagal, getting to an A final, and they're going to bring that one back. Some bumping around the corner with Seagal and Wang.
That's right, just a little contact with the elbows. So yeah, Corinne's like, I don't know. She was way out front. He doesn't know what happened, and that's fine. Here's the thing: is that your arm swing is a way to make yourself bigger. You can't abuse that. Yes, that's an arm block if you make it too big, but. You know, if you want my space, you come and take it, and you got to run through my elbow first. That's good defense.
There's the bump, the 2 of them.
Just a little
apex of the corner.
Yep, just a little contact. I didn't even see any blade contact there, so unique. I didn't know no pit stops over to coach.
Seagal did take a quick look.
Oh, she did. Okay, great. A lot of times that's also for your mental, just to like feel certain that everything's
Go
great.
to the start. Ready?
They are all through this time. Choi getting right up behind Stoddard, really in her element there at the very front of a race.
That's right. I expect these two to really take off from the rest of the pack. I don't know that anyone's going to be able to close that gap.
These two just far and away the class of the field. Stoddard charging. Choi just settling into that slipstream. It is a real battle for third. That third place time is still on the table. Seagull closing in on Nakashima. And it's 1 to go. We'll see if Choi tries for a move or if 1 and 2 is happy enough. They do need that time for seating on the start line, remember. Seagull is making the move for third, makes it stick. Stoddard takes it, Choi second, and I think Seagull hanging on for third. But the time is over 45, and so that's not as quick as third place in heat number 1. There is one review coming.
So what I found interesting about that race was even though Corinne Stoddard and Choi Min-jung were kind of out and away, they're still gaining experience on each other. Choi's watching how Corinne skates. What are her natural tendencies? What holes open up? Everyone has holes in the way that they skate, and a smart competitor does their research. They find what are my competitor's strengths and weaknesses. So we are seeing a little bump here between Seagull and Wang Jinran. So that's being reviewed, but we do have an official result. It's officially Corinne Stoddard and Choi Min-jung. There's a great example of Corinne doing her own research and development on how Choi skates. It's called a deep track, and that's what skaters use to create that accordion effect in the pack behind them. It doesn't speed up the lap time, it just makes it harder to do the lap time.
So there's no decision made, there was no call in the end. So there you go. Stoddard, Choi going into the semifinals. Heat number 3 has Michelle Velzeboer, Hannah de Smet, Selma Poutsma, Aurélie Levesque, and Zhang Chutang. Poutsma, one of the good starters off the line in position number 3.
Go to the start. Ready?
Indeed, look at her go. Almost had her teammate pipped there for first, but she does get up into second ahead of de Smet.
Nice for Selma Poutsma to be in the main event because that's good for their team Olympic qualifying spots.
And it is the two Dutch Lions on the front. Where can the opening come from Hannah de Smet? She is someone who is never afraid to take a chance on a pass, and she's got to find one here. Where's the opening? It is Michelle Velzeboer and Selma Poutsma.
She's looking, but there doesn't seem to be any space.
And it is Michelle Velzeboer, Selma Poutsma, one clap of the hand.
It is a 43.33 unofficially. That might be our new fastest third.
It would be. Zhang and Levesque 4 and 5. Poutsma quick off the line. And that quick time also means potentially a better start position.
Not just quick off the line, but within a step or two from going from third lane to first lane, which is really saying something. And then tucking in behind her teammate, which is a great strategic move because we know Michelle Velzeboer can do a time, can push the time. We're seeing an official 43.325 for Hannah de Smet right now, which is currently the third fastest.
There was a review of that incident by Zhang on Levesque.
So just trying to sneak up the inside. Let's go to the ref.
Final decision, penalty number 21 from China.
And there is a penalty. Doesn't affect the outcome of the finish as it was a battle for 4th and 5th. But here we have another look at it.
So inside skater, failure to give way. Her shoulders were not even. That means it was her job, Zhang Chutang's job, to back off. She was a little less outraged by the call than her teammate Sulong had been on his. To each their own. Maybe she kind of knew in the moment, that didn't go the way I really meant for it. They're very rarely trying to make mistakes out there. They're always trying to execute perfectly. It's just that it doesn't always work.
One more to go, and then we get into the men's 1,000-meter finals. This one, Sandra Velzeboer. It's where she lives in the 500 meters, really. Position 1. quick off the line, quick in the middle, quick to the line. Kristen Santos-Griswold in second. Natalia Malashevska, Valentina Asic, and Martina
Go to the start.
Valchipina.
Ready?
Good start by Malashevska. Good start by Valchipina as well.
And I like how Veljavor does that 4 straightaway shuffle. You see how she's not picking up her feet in the straightaway? That's called a shuffle or a weight transfer. Especially at high speed, it's actually faster than the full straightaway stride.
Santos-Griswold coming into the race here now. 2 to go. She's closing up on Valchipina's. That front 4 all coming together.
She's got speed on the outside. Can Kristen do anything with it? She's going to try.
Through on Valchipina. That's 1. Valchipina trying to battle back, but wire to wire, Ksandra Veljavor in her element. Ahead of Natalia Malashevska and Santos-Griswold, a 43.16 unofficially, looking like that would be enough for a 3rd place.
That's right. That race even a little bit faster than the race before.
Will be, from the looks of things, 1 3rd place time advancing. Just a straight up drag race between those 5.
Malashevska showing her sprinting prowess. Valchipina even overtaking Kristen Stoddard in that 3rd lane. And Kristen is not known for how quickly she can get up to speed. She does have an incredible top speed, but her timing to get up there, and she is showing an official 43.183. She's going through on time.
Little Q next to her name, meaning she does go as one of the times in the smile on Malashevska's face. Never one to shy away from the emotion. That World Championship medal in Beijing was big for her, and especially now at home, getting to skate now a semi-final on a World Tour stop in the 500 meters. Catch your breath for the moment, because it's all going to pick up once again. We have the men's 1,000 meters coming up. And as Catherine mentioned, it's 2 guys in the B final. And there's a list of those you will see in the semifinals. And with 2 skaters, I see neither Thomas Natalini or Roberts Krusbergs. And both of them have relays to coming up. And in the case of the Latvian Golden Stars and Roberts Krusbergs, it's a B final, but it could be vital for their Olympic qualifying quota spot. And so, you know, I don't see anybody there. And my gut is telling me that you planted the seed earlier.
No, the officials did let me know that they will be skating the B final for ranking, but there isn't a penalty if you don't show for your race.
There it is. Natalini, he's not even fully dressed yet. So I know he'll skate. Krusbergs, I think, might be the one who sits it out, because in that men's relay, it's top 8 for the Olympic qualifying quotient, and Latvia is a team that could sorely use anywhere from 5th through 8th in that B final. And so I do not see, oh, there he is.
They may not have known, because the rules change a little bit every year, but there was a time when if you only had 2 skaters in the B final, it didn't get skated. The format is different this year, so either they've just been rushing, because we only did 1,000 meters, 500s, and now we're right back to thousands. That is a very short turnaround. So either it's just been a struggle to go through the process that quickly, or maybe they were unaware. Either way, they're getting ready now, laughing about it.
So break down this race. They've only just zipped up their suits.
Yes. Yes, that's right. So this is going to be a fun race for them, because at this point, they are in the main event. They are in the B final. Like, they do have points. But this is an opportunity to play short track. Now, it's fun when you just get to go head-to-head with someone. They might leave it.
There you go, Roberts.
Yeah, he's feeling it. They might leave it for the end, or they might do a bunch of passing throughout. Kind of depends on what the legs are feeling like, and to your point, what their energy management is like going into this evening's relay.
Look at each other and go, give each other a penalty in the opening few strides? Done.
Then let's just get off the ice.
So in this race, I honestly do not know what we are going to see. Natalini stepped into the heat box. He he is all of us right now. Oh, they're going to do the introductions as well. I keep forgetting that, but he stepped into the heat box and he did not have the top half of his skin suit. He just had the one underneath, and then he got in there. And okay, enjoy, everybody.
They're having fun. Why don't we all have fun? Tune on in.
Starting in lane number 1, representing the Italian gladiators, Thomas Natalini. And starting in lane number 2, representing the Latvian Golden Stars, Robert Uze.
Wasn't on camera, but Natalini grinning.
Go
at
to the start.
The eye, pointing to his eyes and then towards Kruzberg. So
Ready.
Natalini wants the lead. Let's go. And we're hearing a lot of support from the crowd here. They love to see a good race. And I'm telling you, the head-to-head is actually quite fun.
Well, in a race like this, too, both the guys know each other pretty well. And fate is what brought them together, just with all the advancements from the previous heat. It's not like anybody pulled out. These guys, they were only ever going to be two. And so if there are, if there's the one guy who steps to the ice, he can look at the other guy who didn't do it and go, where were you?
That's right. Now, I'm surprised there isn't a little bit of back and forth. Robert Kruzbergs is doing a very pedestrian pace. He's not wasting any energy. Natalini not wanting to come along and help those. So if I'm Robert Kruzbergs, I'm thinking, all right, okay, I got to energy manage. I'm going to be the one to set the pace of this race. He's stepping out very wide going into the corner and then allowing his speed to carry out wide again. He wants Natalini to pass. He's giving him a wide open lane. Look how far they are off the blocks.
Inside 4 to go. Now Natalini obliges. Just as Kruzbergs was starting to think, oh, okay, so that's how it's going to be. Now they pick it up.
That's right, 3 to go, so we're almost down to the final sprint. Kruzbergs has a response. Natalini steps right out for another pass.
This is a fun one, but they are pushing 45 kilometers an hour. Now they're really at top speed. They're going to come up to the bell. It's Kruzbergs leading Natalini. It's a drag race between two guys in the B final, and oh no. Kruzbergs went down on his own, I think.
Yes, so what are we doing here, Natalini? We're gonna, sportsmanship! I love sportsmanship!
Are they gonna take hands over them? Oh, he just steps over.
He takes the win, but not by much.
I haven't seen anything like that before, but
that's why people watch sports.
That's great. And of course, nice to see that Kruzbergs didn't hurt himself.
Absolutely. Well, Kruzbergs did once again that deep track. When you're manipulating your shape around the track, it's that spinning like a top sensation. You really have to find the exact spot on the blade. Otherwise, your body mechanics will start to make up for the work that your blade isn't doing. And then that's how that happens. The shoulders twist in, the hips twist out, and you just can't control it. They're having fun.
He's really had a fun
No, he says.
Getting in front of him. Look at the serious face he had.
That's right. He said, you didn't, or you let enough. I'll come up. I'll help out. Checking underneath the legs, looking to see how close Natalini is. Okay, so he gets stuck on his heels, and you can't turn on your heels. You can only turn on the ball of your foot, so he can't turn the way he wants. Let's look at it here. He needs to be on the right front cup. His blade gets stuck on the back. Then we're on the heel. You can't turn there. That's a gliding part of the blade. You can't turn on it, which is why he just can't save it after that.
Now, is there a push? No, just
no. But it is, look, that toe. He catches his own toe. Weight goes back on the heel. Can't save it. Oh.
Natalini grinning from ear to ear.
This is fun. I'm telling you, the head-to-head it's fun. It's low pressure, coming across with a smile. No, I love that.
to high five, though.
That's okay, they're being cute. Even their coaches laughing, enjoying the moment. So often in sports, we're naturally seeing that like head-to-head you versus me mentality, and we forget that it's not always you versus me. Sometimes it's we and us, and that was a beautiful example of the camaraderie that you can find in short track.
An enjoyable moment out there on the ice, but now laughing time is over. It's time for the men's 1,000-meter finals. 6 skaters will toe the line. See the bracket on how they got there, and then we'll throw down for the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now to introduce the skaters for the A-final of the men's 1,000 meters distance. Starting in lane number 1, he won silver medal at last European Championships on this distance, representing the Dutch Lions, Jens van Vaal. Starting in lane number 2, he's reigning world champion on this distance, representing the Canadian Ice Maple, Steven Dubois. Starting in lane number 3, he won silver medal yesterday on 500 meters, representing the Chinese Loans, Lin Xiaozhong. Starting in lane number 4, world record holder on this distance, representing the Korean White Tigers, Hwan Tae-hong. Starting in lane number 5, he won bronze medal at last Olympics on this distance, representing the Chinese Longs, Yu Shaoan. And starting in lane number 6, he won bronze medal at last World Championships on this distance, representing the Italian gladiators, Pietro Sigel. Six skaters who will fight for the medals of 1,000 meters distance.
We had our fun in the B final. Now time for something completely different. A lot on the line here.
A showdown.
A showdown of heavyweights. All these guys have been on the podium on World Tour this season, except Jens van Vaal.
He's coming back from a tough Montreal, feeling under the weather. Some bad luck here earlier today.
He's crashed earlier this week as well, and there was some frustration, obvious, when he threw down the glasses. But let's see, is it time to put it into
Go to the start. Ready.
6 in all. Sigel took the 1,000 in weekend number 1. William Dongenou took it in weekend number 2. But for once, William Donjanu is not in the A final. He turns to become the biggest fan for his teammate. He's standing off the side, is William Donjanu. He's going to be one of the louder cheerleaders, I would imagine, for Steven Dubois. But now Siegel, knowing there are 6 in this race, you don't want to be at the back for long.
That's right, moving up, and if he's lucky, he'll tuck into second. Dubois lets him in, which, you know, nice. He's a gentleman out there.
But there's the niceness will disappear as we count down the laps.
That's right, and I say nice, but what he's really doing is saying, I don't want to take the bump. I want to save my legs. It's early. I have a big thing planned at the end, so I'm going to save my energy for it.
Everybody does have their own big plans, though, but it's Jens van 't Vout pushing the tempo. He'll see 3 to go ahead of Siegel and Dubois.
And I think Jens he's proving himself. He's saying, hey, I know y'all haven't seen it yet, but this is how strong I really am. If you want to win, come and get it.
1.5 it is still van 't Vout. Siegel, where will the move come from? There is the bell, and that sets everybody off to the races. Lynn into third. Dubois battling back into third. Jens van 't Vout, he hasn't won this season. He has now.
Redemption. Happy with that. And hey, that's winning like you mean it. Start to finish, leading a pace that can really barely be challenged by anyone in the back. The race was from second from the start.
Well, congratulating him there. First person over by the sidelines there was his own brother, and relief all over his face.
Yes, and I'll say as an athlete, sometimes you don't realize how much weight you're carrying on your back until all of a sudden it's off. Even the Canadian coaches happy with Steven Dubois' results.
Weight really off the shoulders there, and you can certainly see that as the Dutch Lions teammate congratulate Jens van 't Vout, and he's back on his game, and already deep men's side gets even deeper. Sarah Siegel congratulating her brother. He gets yet another silver medal. Consistency personified is Pietro Siegel. And Steven Dubois will get a bronze medal for the Canadian Ice Maples.
So Jens looking down, trying to see who's behind him, what to expect. We see several moves being attempted right there. One up the inside, one up the outside. See, there's that touch on the back from Lin Jianjun to Pietro Siegel. The touch isn't illegal. It's only if there's contact or something happening from that. Steven Dubois taking advantage of an open door, moving up the inside, slipping in, no contact, no contest.
Dash to the line.
And the Selly.
The third different winner in the 1,000 meters on World Tour this season. It's been Siegel, it's been Donjanu, and now it is van 't Vout.
That's right. You can feel it. You can feel how much he needed that emotion coursing through him. And then, you know, sharing it. Having a team that's got your back and is excited for you, that's the cherry on top.
So Catherine is going to head down. I'm sure has some good lines from van 't Vout, as he will get his first medal of the season, his first gold medal of the season. And look out if he is finding his form as we head to the end of the Crystal Globe season and closing in on the European Championships and then the Olympics.
Panie I panowie, ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the men's 1,000 meters at the ISU Short Track World Tour Gdansk 2025. The medals will be presented by the assistant referee, Mr. Peter Worf. In third place and winner of the bronze medal from Canada, representing the Canadian Ice Maples, Steven Dubois. Steven Dubois. second place and winner of the silver medal from Italy, representing the Italian gladiators, Pietro Siger. Pietro Siger. In first place and winner of the gold medal from the Netherlands, representing the Dutch Lions, Jens van Wout. Jens van Wout. Ladies and gentlemen, the medalists. Panie i panowie, to są medaliści na dystansie 1000 metrów. Wielkie brawa!
Mr. Consistency, a fourth podium of the season. Dubois, similar situation. I believe he also has had actually five now. He had his fourth yesterday in the 500 meters. And then Jens van Wout back on top of the podium. And what momentum might he build from that? Catherine is heading out to chat with Jens van Wout.
Jens, that's your first individual gold this season. How does it feel?
It's amazing. Bit of bad luck last couple of races, so to get the gold feels really good.
Wonderful. What are you looking forward to in Dordrecht next week?
Well, first, we have the relay still, so I'm focused on that, but you know, it's home crowd, so I hope I can perform like this race there again.
Congratulations. Can you throw this to the crowd?
Yeah.
Not done yet before the next ice resurfacing break. We just keep on keeping on here in Gdansk, Poland. 2 more races still to come before the next resurfacing break. Women's 500-meter semifinals coming up. 2 heats, top 2 from each, and up to 1 fastest third place skater to go for the A final. Comes up right away after the ice resurfacing break. Number 1 sees Courtney Sereau, Natalia Malashevska, Michelle Velzibor, Kristen Santos-Griswold, Nicola Mazur. 2 hometown, home nation Polish Hussars will be going in this one.
Go to the start. Ready?
Jump off the line. It is Malashevska with a great start to the lead, and she'll have that home support to carry her. Sereau now under a bit of pressure. Mazur looking on Santos-Griswold, who we know gains speed as this race goes along. Sereau now for the lead.
Kristen Santos has been looking a couple times now. She's still looking up the inside, but there's nothing available. Here comes Velzebor.
Here comes Santos Griswold looking for third, and she goes in with Malashevska at top speed. Malashevska nearly got some blades up in the face. They're going to take a look at that, obviously, but it's Sero, and it is Michelle Velzebor. Nicola Mazur is going to have to push for third place just to see if that time does hold up, but both Santos Griswold and Malashevska are up, skating on their own.
And up a little slow there. I don't think either of them were hurt, but man.
That was at top speed.
Top speed fall. We see Malashevska holding her left hip. She either went down on it or slid through some ruts on it. Again, nothing serious. She's skating it off, but you can tell it kind of hurts.
I joked about you planning your comeback earlier. When you see incidents like that, are you all the more convinced that you're happy to be up with me?
Absolutely. I do miss the fun. Hey, let's take a peek here. It's really tight. We can't quite tell. Oh my gosh, those blades are incredibly close to Natalia's face. She's scared.
You see that, Santos Griswold, you see it, are you okay? She knew it was just sort of a jumble of body parts there and skate blades.
Courtney Sero maintaining her composure as she dives for the line. And really, just to speak briefly, Courtney coming around with skaters still down on the pads, and from my perspective, it's not like you can afford to slow down in a 500, but you can see when other athletes are aware. Let me be aware of my fellow competitors and not create a dangerous situation when there's no reason for it.
And you mentioned it was very close. They could have been shoulder to shoulder around the corner, and it's a possible shared responsibility. It's always on the table. Is there a bump in the helmet?
That's a bump in the helmet there. Well, and that could be from Kristen's blades because they were shockingly close to her face. And we saw yesterday someone get a blade to the back of the head. Nothing serious, just a scrape, but goodness gracious, playing with fire. So Kristen Santos coming up the inside. She's not even, but she's oh, it's a late inside pass, even if she does get even.
Malashevska was way out wide too, and so is it one going one way, one going the other?
Well, and that's kind of that feeling of oh gosh, there it is, blade to the helmet. Yep. So, oh, and she knows right away. She knows how serious that could have been.
Final decision, no penalty for shared responsibility between number 1 from USA and number 24 from Poland.
So yeah.
Oh.
That's Nicola Mazur able to, looking at a time, 44.392 to possibly qualify for the A final.
So here it is again. So Santos Griswold is up the inside, but Malashevska is way out wide, and then they just...
Yeah. And her shoulders are by. Kristen does have her shoulders by going into the corner, so Malashevska could have taken the choice to carry her speed out. She did not have to make that choice to come back in on the blocks, and she did, and that's where the shared responsibility is being called.
And so, since everybody is through safely, helmet designers, Natalia Malashevska might need a new one.
Absolutely.
Dent put into it. Heat number 2 into the semifinals. We'll go through the start list quickly once they're off and away.
Go to the start. Ready?
Sandra Velzebor, Corin Stoddart, Chae Min-jung, Selma Poutsma, Kim Gilly, and Poutsma, of course, great off the line, as is Sandra Velzebor.
Her and Stoddard having a little bit of a gap to close, but that's an advantage in a 500 meter. You want to close the gap and time it into a pass. Let's see if she's got the timing figured out. 2 crossovers in, that's a good sign, but it's not there yet. Good patience.
They are going to get the bell next time around. Now, immediately, Corin Stoddart to the lead, taking advantage as Poutsma slows down. It is Sandra Velzebor off the front. Corin Stoddart may just be comfortable sitting in second, but they do want to go for time as well. But it's Sandra Velzebor, Corin Stoddart, 1 and 2. As you were saying, when you make the catch, you have to make the pass.
You have to time it right, and it's a veteran move. Skaters take years to figure that out because there's this anxiety of like, I have to close, and
A new skater will see the close and the pass as two separate moves, but an elite skater will say, let me take my acceleration it takes to close and use it to set up my track. It wasn't there the first time that Corey was ready for it. Instead of slowing up or running into the back, she managed her speed so that it was there for her on the very next lap. Let's take a peek. Selma Poutsma trying to stay tight here so that she can defend against Corey. Looks like she's lost a strap there on her skates. Corinne is stepping out wide. Look, we don't see her corner entry if that's two crossovers or not. She kicks the block. That might send Selma Poutsma off of her balance, which is where Corinne Stoddard takes her speed, slingshots it up the inside.
Takes the right moment to go for the A final, and so that will take us into the ice resurfacing break as we see the front two crossing the finish line.
And I imagine after seeing your teammate go through a pretty big crash like that, Corinne's not feeling the need to create any drama, especially at top speed like this. Corinne has a great start and a great finish. Wherever she is on the line, she can skate with confidence, as can Zandra.
And Jaemin Jong, 43.336, is the faster of the two third place times, so with no advancements, that will move on. And they will be right out of the block for the B and A finals in just about 15 minutes time.
Before the race, when you get into the ice rink just before the start, you can hear everything. When you get called out and the people are cheering for you, this is like really exceptional feeling.
Representing Latvian Golden Stars, Rolands Krusbergs.
When I go on the ice and I hear the fans, I feel their energy, I get goosebumps for sure.
Once I get to the line and it's go to the start, kind of everything shuts off.
The gun goes off and I hear nothing.
While I'm racing, I'm kind of in a bubble. I don't see anything, I don't hear anything. You feel like the audience kind of reacting or responding to actions being made in the race. If I would pass and get to the front and I hear, a lot of excitement, that gives me energy.
Throughout the race, it's really just my internal thoughts, which can be either really good or really bad, depending on how the race goes.
It's so different to when you're skating in an empty rink. It's you have another level of endurance and speed and strength. So yeah, it's really amazing.
Even though when I'm racing, I don't hear anything at all, I know they're out there yelling and pushing me corner after corner.
You're inside your head and you're focusing crazy, and then the race is just you.
Once I cross the finish line, it all just rushes back in, hearing everyone.
It's a bunch of emotions just coming into me, and that's usually when I do my celebrations.
The sounds turn on again and I hear everything and everyone, and it's something incredible, amazing. It's hard to describe.
Hi, I'm Gladia Iuriatti, and I'm gonna try to draw the Italian gladiator.
Si allargava, stiava steso sbagliato.
Vieni qua.
No, vecchia, scaduto il tempo.
Well, doesn't look good, but we tried. No, 2. I tried.
Hi, I'm Kwok Hee-Hung. So this is my drawing of the Hong Kong ice chili. It somehow resembles our chillin, I guess so.
Hi, my name is Lucas. I'm from New Zealand, and here's my drawing of the Kia. It's not working. I think it's pretty basic. It's like any type of bird, but I tried to draw a Kia.
Hi, my name is Robert Krusbergs, and today I'm going to draw Latvian Golden Stars logo. Okay, the first star, the second one, the third one. I think it's 3 lines, so I don't even need the 30 seconds, I'm already done. Okay, so I didn't even need 30 seconds, and it's already done. Looking good.
Hi, I'm Tamara Tokarwa, and I'm gonna draw ice deer. Okay. Yep. Dobre. Okay. I think I did a pretty good job. It looks pretty close, and it looks like a deer. So.
Interested as a spectator in 2014. And that's when Victor Ahn was very dominant. The 500 was very memorable.
It's simple, it's like Victor Ahn in Sochi, 2014.
My favorite moments when Ray Bradbury, he won his Olympic medal. It was really great.
I think the best moment in Olympics was Stephen Bradbury in 2002.
I think I've been kind of growing up with watching the Olympics. My family performed on that kind of that high level in short track speed skating, so we always watched it.
I started as a figure skater, and that was from watching the Olympics and Tara Lipinski winning gold.
So my favorite thing would have been Charles Hamlin winning the gold medal. It was in Canada, in Vancouver, and feeling that energy through the screen even was something that I don't think I'll forget.
In 2010 in Vancouver, it was the first time I saw the short track team in the Olympics.
I've always really enjoyed watching both the Sochi and the Pyeongchang Olympics. Victor Ahn's 1,000 meter, for example, is probably the most watched race from my side.
베이징 시즌 500m 폰타나 선수 그 레이스가 되게 인상 깊었고 또 그 평창 때 민정이 언니 1500m 정말 인상 깊었어요.
I have some great memories watching, especially the 2010 Olympics in Vancouver. That was amazing. Seeing Charles and his brothers soar to victory was great. I also have memories of watching Apollo Ono, U.S. skater, inspiring me to show myself and showcase myself in another light.
The guys in Vancouver in their B final relay, I think that was like the first thing I watched, and I was like, wow, like that is something I want to be a part of. And if I could get to a stage where we could get a relay team from Great Britain to the Olympics, that would be incredible and massive for us. So.
One more weekend to come on the ISU Short Track World Tour. Now, Catherine, it's in the Netherlands, it's Dordrecht, and I think if the Dutch have shown us one thing, whether it's long or short track, the Dutch love their speed skating.
The Dutch love their speed skating. Dordrecht is no exception. The crowd will be on fire, especially on this Olympic season at the culmination of the World Tour circuit next weekend.
Lots still to come on the ISU Short Track World Tour. One final stop coming to you from Dordrecht in the Netherlands next weekend. As always, I hope you'll join us. Just 4 races remain in our time in Gdansk World Tour number 3 on the ISU Short Track World Tour. Every single one of them is big. The B final for the women's 500, the A final for the women's 500, and then the B and A finals for the men's relay. I mentioned it before, but given the makeup of that B final, several teams on the bubble of those Olympic quota spots. That's going to be a very fun race, but we'll talk more about that soon enough.
Something else to think about, or to remember at least in those B finals, is there's still a mental game at play. These skaters don't, I shouldn't say they don't ever back off, but it's few and far between that they back off, because even if it's a B final, it's called a flex. I want to mentally flex on my competitors, and actually the best way to do that is to make it look like you're not tired, make it look like this is easy. That if you're sitting next to someone who is tired and it isn't easy, and they see you just having a grand old time, you've already won.
Do you have to do the race then?
Well, it's just a technicality at that point, but really there's a mental edge here. There really is. Even if we're not going for medals, we are going for intimidation factor, so that next week we don't, if I'm Kim Gilly, I don't want Selma Poutsma thinking, well, yeah, I beat her in the B final last year. No, I'm gonna be like, oh shoot, I'm up against her again. That's the mentality that they're trying to create.
Of course, one more week to come, and then, oh, there, quick tape job. Fortunately, that's the helmet that took the brunt of it and not anywhere else, but that was a blade to the head, and we can casually say that because she's okay, but there's next weekend to worry about, and then, of course,
I don't think she wanted to be in the B final. I think she wanted to be in the A final in front of her family and friends.
I imagine emotions could be right at the surface as well, given that I need to catch my breath the moment after what just happened, and so we'll see what kind of, would not.
And she's right next to Kristen Santos Griswold on the line. So these two ladies just come up a crash. Kristen's chatting with Natalia right now. Maybe still seeing if she's okay. There's definitely a mental game going on between those two.
Just having a nice chat. It looks very friendly. And yeah, you talk about those mental games. There's February to think about as well. Go into, because there's only the European Championships in January, so there's a big block of time where you can sort of wonder, what are they up to? What's that skater? What are they doing?
Oh, that kind of thinking will drive you nuts. Actually, the better way to go about it is to think, whatever they're doing, I can do it better.
Well, the funny was, I was in that vein, again, talking to Thomas Natalini today. When I asked if the 1,000 heats were out for the quarterfinals, he goes, I don't know, but one thing I do know is that when they're out the night before, I don't even look at it, because you could be lying in bed thinking, okay, maybe it's that person and that person, and then your mind is just racing all night long.
That's absolutely right. It's part of energy management. Why stress yourself out 12 hours before your event?
There we go. Kim, Poutsma, Mazur, Malashevska, Santos, Griswold.
Go to the start. Ready?
Of course, we always think about the mental health of athletes, and Malashevska perhaps just going through the motions of getting the feeling in a race, but just not feeling it today. And of course, given the collision that she just went through, completely understandable.
She might still be having pain on that left hip. We saw her holding there earlier, but that doesn't take away from the rest of the race. Selma Poutsma way up front, Kim Gilly, and then
there is Kristen Santos Griswold and Nicola Mazur. And yeah, you mentioned the pain, didn't even mention the hip pain, but how often do you get to skate at home? And now Malashevska getting a chance to soak it in one more time. She will be back, I have no doubt, but it will be Selma Poutsma just riding that quick start to win in the B final. Kristen Santos-Griswold second, Kim Gilly just hanging on for third.
Absolutely, and I'd like to suggest that Natalia might not really even be skating for her right here. She might be skating for the fans. She might be skating for her family and friends.
So now
she's clearly very uncomfortable.
Yeah, there's physical as well as mental things that have cropped up within the last half hour for her, and so now she can decompress and let the emotions out before perhaps refocusing for next weekend.
That's right. So we'll go back to the replay here. Kim Gilly almost immediately having a gap to close. Mazur taking a more defensive track on the outside of Kim Gilly's hip, hugging in tight to the blocks here. And we see in front of us, you don't see it on your screen, but Natalia is interacting with her fans in the stands. Here you see Kristen Santos-Griswold finishing that pass, crossing the line in second. And then just back to Natalia for a moment. So when you hit your hip going down on the ice, that's a bony part of your body, so that hurts. A bone bruise hurts. Crashing into the boards at top speed with someone, that hurts. The whiplash that your neck gets after that, that hurts. And she got a blade to the head. So let's not downplay the amount of things that she does have to recover from. She will see her physio tonight. She will call home. She will relax and watch a show and be herself around her team and hopefully have enough time to reset for next week.
A lot for the brain to process, and we hope to see her out next weekend. But here we go with the A final, and what an A final we have.
Starting in lane number 3, she won silver at last World Tour in Montreal on this distance, representing the Canadian Ice Maples, Courtney Arrow. Starting in lane number 4, she won silver today on 1500 meters. Representing the Korean White Tigers, Choi Min-jung. And starting in lane number 5, representing the Dutch Lions, Michelle Belzebub.
Fireworks. 500 meters. Sandra Velzebor has been golden in every international race since the end of last season. Gold at the World Championships, gold in World Tours number 1 and 2. But it is, to say the very least, a world-class field of competitors alongside her.
absolutely world-class. Corinne Stoddard making no secret. She doesn't just want a medal. She wants to win. And she's in a tight spot between Sandra Veldgebor and Courtney Saroux right now. If I were her, I know that Zandra's got a great start. Let her go. Focus on going deep into the corner. That might be enough to hold off Saroux and then accelerate.
Ready?
Veldgebor's on the edges, everyone else in between, and Michelle Veldgebor with a heck of a start from position 5, now battling with Courtney Saroux, and Saroux stumbles, but Stoddard right up behind Sandra Veldgebor.
So the race will take a lap or so to get up to top speed. The best place to pass is not right now. Let everyone get to top speed. There's a split second of settling in, and then the attack will happen, unless Sandra Veldgebor can go so fast that no one can attack.
Here comes Saroux trying to go around the outside. Michelle Veldgebor over there a little bit. One to go. Saroux coming again. Here comes the Canadian Ice Maple, the Crystal Globe leader. They stumble. It is Sandra Veldgebor, and she owns this distance.
2 Dutch Lions on the podium, almost completely uncontested there. Jandra leading start to finish and sharing the result with her sister. Stoddard, a silver medal, lots to be proud of there, but we know how bad she wants it to be on top.
Medal number 6 on this world tour, silver number 2. When will it happen? When you're that close so many times, you know it will happen at some point. It is a matter of when and where.
That's right. It's normal. I went at least a year between my first 2 gold medals, and it was mental havoc, because I felt, oh, what if I never do it again? What if it was just a fluke? Totally understand the anxiety of that feeling, and the only way out is through. Keep trying, keep pushing, keep believing. It's just on the other side.
And so Michelle Veldgebor acting like she is on the podium, but she is the one getting reviewed here for the incident with Saroux. There's the start.
Yes, perfect skating off the line from Michelle Veldgebor, overtaking Courtney Saroux, having to fight for a little bit. Courtney, again, big with the arm swing. Oh, and there's a little bobble there. Courtney keeps her feet out super wide, takes an extra step going into the corner, but it's difficult to recover. Let's take a peek at this here. There is an outside movement there. That's natural going into the turn, but let's see if the timing of it warrants a penalty.
So we can't see who's going in and who's going out.
I see that grit and determination on Courtney Saroux's face. There is an in to out angle there. So there's oh my. So there's a couple things to watch up the mid. Oh, Siri, let's go to the ice.
Actually, you might have a second to break it down here if you have a handful of seconds.
A handful of seconds. Here we go.
Final decision, penalty, number 11, Netherlands.
And it is Michelle Veldgebor. Almost there.
Immediately comforted by her sister.
So that means Chae-Min Jeong of the Korean White Tigers having a memorable day. Here it is again.
So lane change from inside to out as they're coming around the corner here. Courtney Saroux is carrying speed out to the side. Watch number 11, Michelle. She goes way out wide to block this pass. The move out wide isn't the problem, the contact is the problem. If she wanted to block that pass, it had to happen much sooner in order to avoid that review.
And Saroux will get 4th, so Stoddard will close the gap a little bit in the Crystal Globe standings. It's gonna set up a final weekend in Dordrecht in the Netherlands, where the Crystal Globe will be very much on the line. But there are your results. Sandra Veldgebor makes it 3 for 3 in the women's 500 meters. Corinne Stoddard, a 6th medal on the season, a 2nd silver, and Chae-Min Jeong again on the podium.
Panie I panowie, ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the women's 500 meters at the ISU Short Track World Tour Gdansk 2025. The medals will be presented by the assistant referee, Mrs. Laura Del Pistoia. In 3rd place and winner of the bronze medal from the Republic of Korea, representing the Korean White Tigers, Chae-Min Jeong. Choi Min-jong. In second place and winner of the silver medal from the USA, representing the USA Eagles, Corinne Stoddard. Corinne Stoddard. In first place and winner of the gold medal from the Netherlands, representing the Dutch Lions, Sandra Belzebub. Sandra Belzebub. Ladies and gentlemen, the medalists. Szanowni Państwo, to są medalistki na dystansie 500 metrów. Wielkie brawa!
The Netherlands have been the latest side to reveal some of the gear that their athletes in the various sports will be wearing in Milan in February, and Alexandra Velzador could be one of the names for that team, that nation, when the Olympics roll along. A second gold medal of the day for the Dutch Lions, Jens van 't Vout getting it earlier in the men's 1,000 meters, and now Alexandra Velzador just continues on in her domination in the women's 500 meters. To the ice we go.
Chandra, it's your third 500-meter gold in a row. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels really great. I'm really happy to do it again, and yeah, it's super exciting with these great girls. So yeah, I'm really happy.
Wonderful. What are you looking forward to in Dordrecht next week?
Yeah, I'm very excited to skate in front of the home crowd, and yeah, it is going to be super nice.
Congratulations and good luck. Can you throw this to the crowd?
She did it. Underhand is the way to go. I wondered at which point the athletes would start saying, no, I'm not doing it anymore. But they're not here to throw, they're here to skate. Not done yet. A couple more finals to come. The updated Crystal Globe standings. Corinne Stoddard closing the gap, as does Cassandra Velzador just a little bit. It's still 80 points the difference over Courtney Sereau. And if you win 3 times next weekend, you get 300 points. And so it's a healthy gap for Sereau. With the women's thousands going on Saturday, she just needs to keep it consistent. But we'll worry about that later. Now it's time for the men's 5,000 meter relay B final. And where I was talking about a bunch of teams here who could really benefit from getting a win in this race. A reminder, when it comes to relay qualifying spots, it is 8 quota spots in the men's relay. And what that also does is allows you to have a full selection of skaters to choose from for those individual distances. And so coming into this weekend, the Belgian Ice Bears were sitting in 8th. The Japanese Ninjas were sitting in 7th. So very much the bubble sides. The Latvian Golden Stars now, they were 13th. And the British Royals, they were in 12th. And so a couple teams on the bubble. And a couple who will be getting a jump no matter what, but they want as big a jump as can be. Ward Petre for the Belgian Ice Bears. Roberts Kreuzbergs, Yoshinaga Kazuki. And for the British Royals, it's Theo Collins.
Go to the start. Ready.
So the British Royals picking up the pace in the quarterfinals when they did this on Friday. The British Royals did have one of the quicker heats in the 500 meters. It was everywhere, everything everywhere, all at once kind of heat. That was the one that the Canadians did not get through, which has opened the door for the British Royals to get into the semi-final. And then for here, a 5th place would certainly be a boon to their top 8 aspirations, currently sitting in 12th. Peter Riches on the front right now. Is now on the ice, Wara Van Dam for the Belgian Ice Bears, Watanabe Keita, and then for the Latvian Golden Stars is 116, Maris Sternmanis. The leadoff skaters back on the ice.
And Gavin, I'd like to say that I feel that one of the most challenging technical aspects of short track is the relay exchange, specifically for the skaters on the inside of the track, because the tighter the track, the harder it is on the legs. So they're matching what is a low 9 out on the track, but on the inside it feels like under 9 because you're doing it on that smaller space. And here we're seeing Belgian Ice Bear taking a little space away from that Japanese ninja, trying to make a pass.
So Van Dam in second behind Willem Murray. And we largely just seen deployed in the relays for the British Royals.
Great tag by Japan.
I was just thinking, it almost looked like he was reaching far out to make it, but in the end, he gets that shot up into second.
A lot of the time to make a pass off the exchange, the trick is to release the push faster than the people around you. Typically, that means you have to get there faster, but sometimes you just have to extend the arm quicker. There's a couple ways that it works.
Mieta Shogo on the ice. They also do have Hayashi Kosei, who's coming in right now. Peter Rich is taking a look, not taking it just yet. There's also, as I mentioned, Watanabe Keita and Yoshinaga Kazuki.
Rich is building some speed there and looking to his teammate on the inside, leaving space so he has room for a big rocket launch.
There's a big push. The Ice Bears also tried a big push. They weren't able to make it, and now they've dropped back a little bit. Catherine talking about it. You can gain positions. You can also lose a race if you don't get a quality exchange.
That's right, and the push timing there from the Great British Royals was fantastic. Sometimes, though, it's the timing of the push is important, but also the size of if a tall skater is pushing a small skater. That's the best opportunity to pass.
Going by the coach's box there, Richard Shoebridge, their coach, is the only one wearing a hat. They've actually had that made specially for the team. They're making their own merchandise with the Royals logo on the hat. I don't know if it's for sale anywhere, but I told them if they ever were.
And Gavin, you mentioned, so the teams actually get some input into their team identity. It's not just assigned by the ISU. Do they get to choose, or are they given something to
I
pick
think
from?
it's ultimately their decision. I know the Canadians jumped through a few different options before they landed on the Ice Maples. I'm not sure. Oh no, and the British Royals do miss a tag there. I think they get a touch, but just no push.
No speed. Just, it looked like a little bobble, a little spinning like a top action.
They are still in it. They are ahead of the Latvian Golden Stars, and now a chance to close on Desmet, but the grip starting to go away perhaps from the ice, always in these events. The men's 5,000 meter relay drops the curtain, and they are just scrapping through everything now, but it's looking like it's starting to compress a little bit. The British Royals try to get back into third, but another trip way out wide by Peter Riches. But all the while, it is the Japanese ninjas on the front.
The telltale sign for ice getting bad is when there's two skates on the ice going around the apex block. So typically the skaters stay on the right inside edge. Oh, a little bobble there with Great Britain and Latvia. Typically staying on one edge around the ice, that's called a pivot. When skaters put that inside leg, which is their outside edge, down in addition, that's called two-footing. That means I feel unstable on this ice.
I think that it's not getting reviewed, but I think it was a British Royal who might have towed in a little bit, but they are struggling more and more with that ice.
Well, and the bigger skaters do struggle more. This is a time when the Japanese ninjas are not feeling it. Look, there's a single foot. Okay, he puts his left down, but it's way after the apex, whereas Belgium Ice Bears have 2 feet down right at the apex of the turn.
Ice Bears do have some bigger skaters as well. A guy like Ward Petre, very broad and strong. The gap is closing up a little bit inside. 10 to go, now down to single digits. Couple more exchanges to come.
A little late there by the British Royals, but they are closing the gap and then stepping right through that corner.
Now they're almost right up on it. And this is almost when anything goes at this stage of the game. Niall Tracy, Stan Desmet, Miata Shogo.
Stan wants to make something happen for his team. He is the big move maker here, so he's biding his time, but he's probably going to be the one to make the big move. Maybe it's off the push.
And it is for the lead, and the Latvian Golden Stars coming back into the picture. But look right back again, Hayashi on the front, and the Royals off exchange. They get up the inside there. Now they're trying for the lead, and it's not just there.
But he's still in a tight second place. They need to make that exchange, though.
The door's back open for the Ice Bears, and they get it there. That earlier move will get a review, but changing things up on the tactics, they had it for a moment.
Here's another try. Smooth up the inside, no crossovers. Needs to make a good push.
And
Desmet
on the exchange got back in front, but then the Royals colliding. That was the last exchange. They were able to tag up there though, but Miata Shogo on the front, able to take the Japanese ninjas to B final victory. So much going on there, Catherine.
Always. And really, every skater on the ice taking their turn to show you their various strengths and weaknesses. Some skaters able to maintain that single foot pivot around the apex of the turn. Others looking like they're playing bumper cars, hitting some moguls or speed bumps with 2 feet down on the ice.
So the first incident under review is on the British Royals, a move right. It was when they were going to exchange and nobody else was, if I remember correctly, but we'll get a look at it.
He just gets on his heels, he loses balance, he doesn't go down. There's the tag. That's all you have to do, but obviously you lose some speed by not giving the push. You can also do what's called an arm exchange. They weren't in good position to do it there. Now this might be where, okay, so arms are caught up, feet go flying.
I don't think that merited a review. I remember that, but I was watching where he tried to get at least a throw of the arm to get some momentum.
And that's only a one-arm push. Oh my gosh, and so that's where the fall's happening.
Tracy went down there, and that was the other one. I think that might actually be the first review. And the second one, they're looking at a possible no call in the end there.
And you can see a late exchange. So Dan said, okay, that's the fall there in the last exchange. So Ice Bears getting to their exchange faster, letting them go by, and then British Royals getting all caught up.
And so there you go. In the end, no penalties dished out. The Ninjas take the victory, take 5th, 6th to the Ice Bears, 7th Latvian Golden Stars, and 8th for the British Royals. All of them will see the benefit in that, all of them within that top 8. And so they'll roll into Dordrecht perhaps with a little bit of extra wind beneath their wings. But as the lights go down, it's the final race of the weekend. As always, the men's relay final.
Starting in lane number 2, they are reigning European champions. Pietro Figal, Thomas Nagalini, Lukasz Peckenhauser, Andrea Cassinelli, Team Italy, the Gladiators. Starting in lane number 3, they won bronze medal at last World Championships. Lee Jong-bi, Lee Jong-seo, Rim Jong-hoon, and Shin Dong-min, Team Korea, the White Tigers. Starting in lane number 4, they won gold medal at European Championships in 2024. Jens van Wout, Teun Boer, Melle van Wout, and Bram Stienaar. Team Netherlands, the Dutch Lions.
There we go. The Korean White Tigers were victorious in week number 1 on World Tour. The Italian Gladiators did pick up the win on home ice in Milan to end last season. They were tuning up the orchestra there when they were introduced, and we will see if they are in unison.
I love it. Just the camaraderie on that team. And we saw Natalini like playing, having fun on the ice, and just showing his gratitude and joy for the sport. Sharing it with his teammates, sharing it with all of us.
The White Tigers will start with Lee Jun-seo. It will be Natalini, Sun Long, and for the
Go
Dutch
to the start.
Lions, Toon Boer.
Ready.
We saw both Van 't Fout brothers. It was a long process for Melle Van 't Fout to get healthy. He had ligament issues, and he essentially lost a year trying to recover without doing a surgery. And then in the end, they did end up doing that surgery, and he knew then that there goes a second year. But he is back, and he's made some noise. And of course, he was the first one there to congratulate his brother's gold medal. And you know, they haven't named teams yet, but they've made no bones about it. They would love to skate together at the Olympics in February, the two brothers.
That's right, and two brothers exchanging, was that Liu Xiong and Shaolin? Anyway, also two brothers on the Chinese team. We are starting off here at a snail's pace, a little more speed now. We're coming around just 41 laps to go in this 45 lap 5,000 meter race.
We'll start to tick down quickly though. Now on for the Dutch Lions, Bram Steenaert getting feeling of an A final. He was in this weekend because Dan Koss ruled out with a back injury, and so now Koss, it's really a race against time for him to get fit for February. Back injuries can always be a bit of a...
Very fickle.
Exactly.
And I got to skate with Bram on the ice last night where they were doing the practice skate for the non-individual racers. I'm impressed with his track patterns. He does a great job controlling his left. He'll be an asset for this team, especially from the front.
And right now it's Seagal. These will be the closers. Seagal, Liu Xiaowang, and once again, Im Jong-un and Jens Van 't Fout. There was that flash point in the mixed relay. Im was in front, reaching behind. You did see a bit of a grab of the arm of Van 't Fout. Van 't Fout appealed, but there was no punishment given immediately.
And it wasn't necessarily enough to change the outcome of the race, but that doesn't change the fact that you're really not supposed to do that. Sometimes it's just a reaction, but sometimes it's, well, most of the time it's just a reaction. It doesn't matter if you meant to, it matters if your behavior affects the others. That being an example of a time where the behavior did not necessarily change the outcome.
This Chinese lung side said to Catherine, man, that's a pretty experienced group. The Liu brothers, Lin Xiaojun, Sun Long, a large pile of international medals if they were all to put them together.
Oh, absolutely, from multiple countries as well. The Liu brothers moving to the Chinese team from the Hungarian national program, and Lin moving to the Chinese program from the Korean team after the 2018 Olympics.
It is Luca Speckenhauser on the front, Natalini to come in, and yeah, we're still waiting for the big moment. It's still down to 27 laps, so a lot of time left, but the pleasantries will be ending soon.
We see there's some space there by the White Tigers. That's a strategic move. Pace picking up just slightly, but not a true racer's pace yet. They're going to save it for the sprint.
When that happens, it's going to be
chaos on
several
skates.
laps of chaos. So week number 1 had the White Tigers, Lungs, and Gladiators on the podium. Weekend number 2 was the Ice Maples, Dutch Lions, and Italian Gladiators. So all these teams have podiumed this year. The Gladiators are the only team to have done it both times in the men's relay.
All skaters staying very relaxed, and that could also be a sign of ice conditions. Bad ice gets worse when you get tense. You have to be smooth and relaxed on bad ice.
Would they have seen anything from the B final? Would they have paid attention to see what the ice conditions are like, or is that just not even worth their time?
No, you can always assume that the ice is bad at this point, because this is the last event of the weekend. The ice has gone through a lot.
Lee Jung-min on the front in time for the exchange, and Shin Dong-min on the front. So we start to see the reshuffling happening. Inside, 15 to go. And now's the time for the Lions to go from 4th to 2nd in a single straightaway. Thunborg with the nice move. Everybody through okay.
That was close. Gladiators being nice on that one, doing the right thing, stepping out and building their speed. It did cost them a couple positions, but it's better to recover from this than to have made contact and risk getting bumped out.
You want to risk an incident that there was no penalty if you crash out and you just say, well, we ended up 4th, but now they are in 4th, but within a fighting shot of the victory.
That's right, and it's actually easier to skate in 4th because you don't have to defend. It's very difficult to defend with this many skaters on the ice.
Now everybody's coming together. The Lungs for 2nd, Steinart in 3rd.
Nice exchange by the Chinese Lungs. Perfect timing, and they make it by.
Sun throws the hand up as he makes the move, saying, yeah, we're all good. And look at this, everybody going for it now.
Great shoulder checks by Natalini. His confidence is through the roof. What a great weekend he's having.
It is Liu Xiaowang. He has Pietro Siegel behind him. A couple more exchanges to come. Not long to go now.
Another good exchange by the Gladiators. Lots of power in those pushes, but up the inside comes the White Tiger all the way to the front.
All the way to the move. What a pass by Lee Jung-min, and now they open up a gap.
Now it's a race.
The Dutch Lions, Gladiators, Lungs all in there. 2 go down. The Lions sort of started that.
Now it's a fight for 3rd, but the Chinese Lungs, okay, they have made their exchange. Covering when that happens is difficult.
One more exchange to come. This is it. In the end, the White Tigers timed that move to perfection, getting to the front, breaking away, letting the drama happen behind them. They have 1 lap to go. It is Im Jong-un leading the way for the White Tigers, and it will be win number 2 on World Tour for the Korean men. And they will review all of that, but it started with the Dutch Lions trying to make a pass on the inside. They were the first domino to go.
It was another one of those situations where I saw the look up the inside from 3rd to 2nd, but then if the door is open and you have speed, there's this tendency to want to just commit and go for it and go up to the front. The last-minute decision like that can wreak a little bit of havoc. Let's get a review of it, and maybe I can give you a better breakdown.
I do not think the gold medal is in danger. What a day for the Korean White Tigers. Men's side, women's side, mixed side. It is their weekend, or at least their day.
That's right, and everyone takes turns. William Danjanu and the Canadian Ice Maples, it's been their turn for a long time, so there's just a small change up. Don't forget, tomorrow's a new day. The sun rises and it all resets, and we do it again next week.
Next week, different venue, different ice to figure out, different crowd, all of that. And we'll see who will have their moment in the sun when we get to the Netherlands next weekend. But here we can watch what unfolded in this race.
Everyone's all the way down in their skating position. Nice wide legs by Shaolin. Big push, but here's where some craziness happens. Yep, Netherlands is coming up the inside. They don't quite make it. There's a bump. Italy can do nothing at that point. And China's the innocent bystander in this situation.
So could there be advancements? No, we don't even have to worry about that anymore.
We are looking at a possible Netherlands against Italy.
So the big question was who got up quickest, who got the exchange quickest? Because when there are no advancements to worry about, there could be a penalty, but then it's up to everybody else to get to the line first.
That's right.
And here we go.
Final decision, penalty, Team Netherlands.
There you go, and you spotted it. They weren't quite through. They were sort of the spark that ignited that there, and so frustration a bit for the Dutch, but them's the ropes. That's short track.
That's right, and when you're the skater on the ice, it feels like I have to try, and you do. You're in the A final. You do. You have to. There's not always a choice. Sometimes it's clear and obvious that it's not going to work and you have to back off, but sometimes you feel confident and it just doesn't work. So inside skater, failure to give way off the push. He receives a burst of speed. He wants to do something with it. Honestly, doesn't really even move his feet there. So I'm going to be honest, maybe the pushing skater being a little too aggressive on the exchange and the receiving skater just not able to scrub the speed in time to avoid contact.
So often we see the exchanges leading to moves, but the opening just not there. And as you see it, the Chinese lungs in second, the Italian Gladiators in third, the last race of the day. Stick with us. We'll have the medal presentations and we'll sign things off from Gdansk in Poland. We'll throw it down for the final victory ceremony of the weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the men's relay 5,000 meters at the ISU Short Track World Tour Gdansk 2025. The medals will be presented by the referee Mr. Michel Dumont and the assistant referee Mr. Peter Wolf. In first place and winners of the bronze medal, Andrea Cassinelli, Thomas Nadalini, Pietro Siegel, Lukas Peckenauer, Team Italy, the Gladiators. Italy, the Gladiators. In second place and winners of the silver medal, Lin Xiaojun, Liu Shaoan, Liu Shaolin, Sun Long, Team China, the Chinese Longs. Team China, the Longs. In first place and winners of the gold medal, Wang Daihong, Kim Ka-sung, Lee Jong-min, Lee Jun-seo, Rim Jong-un, Shin Dong-min. Team Korea, the White Tigers. Team Korea, the White Tigers. Ladies and gentlemen, the medalists. Szanowni Państwo, to są medaliści w biegu sztafetowym na 5000 metrów.
Couple final photos in Gdansk. The quick trip over to Netherlands. Action resuming in Dordrecht in the Netherlands Thursday for the first of 2 qualifying days. Tyler Dara will be back joining me there. Reminder to viewers in the US, Catherine Reuter-Adamek will be part of the American coverage from the Olympics in February. Of course, calling short track as part of that team, and I cheer for the commentators. So go, Catherine! Absolute pleasure working with her for a second time. And of course, always hoping for it again. She will have one more chat with the winners from Korea.
Congratulations. Can you tell us what it means to win gold here in Gdansk?
Look, we are Team Korea.
Anything you want to say in Korean to your fans at home?
이 먼 길까지 응원해 주셔서 정말 감사합니다. 마무리까지 잘 금메달로 마무리할 수 있어서 정말 행복합니다. 한국 화이팅!
Congratulations. Will you please share this with our fans?
Underhand is the way to go. We'll see if they get it. Oh, that was a heck of a throw. Got it in there. We're 2 in a row as we end the competition. look at the Team Crystal Globe standings. And so the Canadian Ice Maples have a 600-plus point advantage over the Korean White Tigers, but there's a big change this weekend, and we'll see what is left for next weekend as the Ice Maples look to defend that Team Crystal Globe standings. That wraps up what has been a fun and memorable week from here in Gdansk, Poland. As always, an absolute thrill getting to bring this to you at home. I'm Gavin Day on behalf of everybody here, and Catherine Reuter-Adamek, who called alongside me this weekend. See you next week. Goodbye.